Good morning, honey. I'm surprised to see you still here.
Good morning, Mama. How did you sleep?
Just fine. How about you?
Fine. Aren't you going to work?
Yes, but a little bit later.
Oh, that's right. All the work you got done last night.
Lena, are you trying to get to something?
Am I right? Didn't you tell me that you wanted to stay here last night so you could catch up on your work?
That's right.
Mama, Grant and I came back here last night to ask you to join us, and you were already gone. And do you mind telling me what's going on?
A piece is missing.
That's the way I found it.
But it's worthless this way. Worthless.
My orders were to get the thing. There it is.
Is this a game? Are you holding out on me?
No game. Unless you're playing one with me. I took care of Rehnquist to get the thing, and now you're telling me it's worthless. That doesn't amuse me, Hannibal.
Rehnquist. He must have removed the piece. He's the only one that would have known the combination. I want the rest of the fire compass. Get it. Kill if you must, but get it.
Morning, Ruby. Oh, honey, just look at you. Did you get any sleep at all? No. No, I was just laying there all night thinking.
Lurleen, I'm really worried about you.
I keep going over in my mind. Did I see that body, or did I just think I did?
Honey, we've already been over that. You know it's just because your imagination was getting overly active.
Ruby, it was so real.
Lurleen, I think maybe you need some help.
Oh, Ruby, you've already done everything.
I don't think I can
anybody
help you anymore, honey. I think we should call in a professional.
A professional what?
Lurleen, I think you need to see a psychiatrist.
Good morning to you.
So what'd you have to get up at that terrible hour for?
Oh, nothing special, just something for you.
What?
This?
Justin, it's beautiful.
Darling, you think it's gonna do?
I can't believe it.
That's a mansion we're gonna live in, sweetheart. You like it?
I just envision. I just can't believe it's this big.
Well, you saw the floor plans before.
Well, I know I did, but I just didn't see it being this large. I mean, it's a palace.
It's gonna be the biggest, the greatest palace in the whole state.
It already takes up the whole state.
Well, it has grown a little since you saw it last time. I asked the architect to add on a few more rooms.
Justin, will you stop it? If you keep on, we're going to have a transit system for the house.
These rooms are important.
Gosh, it's beautiful.
I added on a few more rooms for Gregory. See, he's a growing boy. I think it's very necessary for him to have space.
That's sweet.
You see, you don't see that here on the rendering, but I added on added on a playroom next to his bedroom, right about way back here, and then next to an alcove here, there's a place for schoolroom.
You've really put a lot of thought into this, haven't you?
Well, when you got a little boy like Gregory, you have to think about him. Which brings me to something I want to talk to you about.
What?
Ashley, you think this tutor is working out?
It seems to be.
Except for the fact that Gregory is not meeting anybody new. I thought maybe we should think about putting him in school.
Well, of course. I mean, the tutor has just let him keep up with his studies so far.
And I think Gregory is the kind of a kid that just needs to be around more action. I've been looking at some private schools here in Houston.
Oh, you have you?
Yeah, and I've come up with a couple I think would be just right for Gregory.
Justin, just slow down a bit, okay?
Why?
Well, it might be a good idea. Maybe you discuss this with Gregory.
Yeah, well, yes, you're right.
I mean, I really I'm proud of you that you've already put so much thought into it. But, you know, Gregory might even want to go to a public school as opposed to a private school. I mean, who knows?
You're right, Ashley. I'm going to have a talk with that boy.
Oh, I know that whatever the two of you decide will be exactly the right thing.
See, if you look here, it's not only the number of the oyster leases, but their location that makes them so valuable.
That's great, Mark.
Yeah, they tie right in with some of our present locations in that area, so we should be able to save a lot of money on manpower, equipment, as well as boosting production capabilities. quite a coup. Well, we're very lucky that Allison brought Mrs. Oster in here to see Rena. It's going to make a big difference. Where is Rena anyway? She'll be here by now.
Probably anxious to see her.
Do I?
Yeah. Doesn't have anything to do with the divorce, does it?
No.
You heard any news?
No, it's the same old thing. Your mother refuses to budge an inch.
You know, I don't understand why she's doing this.
Neither do I.
But then I never really knew why the two of you were getting a divorce in the first place.
Well, Mark, I'm not sure that I want you to hear just my side of it.
Dad, look, through all this, I know you've been fair. But I'm not about to form any opinions without hearing both sides.
Well, I know.
Well, what do you think happened? What went wrong?
Well, Mark, I don't want to go into an awful lot of detail, but, well, you know, my business in Boston was very time-consuming. Well, that's not exactly right. It wasn't only time, it was my entire life.
I've seen that happen.
And like a lot of guys, I didn't give my wife enough of myself. So we drew apart.
Is that why Mom started seeing other guys?
You know about that.
Talk to Brett.
Well, I suppose it's just as well. You should know about it.
I want to understand.
Well, Mark, it's not a new story, you know.
Brett said the man was much younger than Mom.
That's right. So at first I thought we could deal with that. I thought it was kind of like a warning signal.
Well, what'd you do about it?
Well, first I realized that most of the problem was my fault. I was giving all my time and attention to the business and very little to my marriage.
Did you tell Mom that?
Sure. She agreed wholeheartedly. But she refused to stop seeing the man. I tried to put the pieces together, but too much time had gone by. We'd grown far too much apart.
I'm sorry to hear that, Dad.
Mark, I've learned a great deal from that experience. And I'll tell you one thing, I'm not going to make that mistake again.
You seem different.
Well, I think I am. Mark, I'm really sorry that your mother and I couldn't have made it work.
Hey, come on, I understand. You can't feel guilty about it.
Well, I know that.
This thing shouldn't be dragged out. I hope Mom comes to her senses and goes through with the divorce.
So do I. Tell Rena I'll catch her later.
Sure.
Oh, Mark. Thank you for being so understanding. I really do appreciate that.
No problem.
Mama, why did you lie to me?
That's enough, Rena. I'm not in the habit of lying.
Did I misunderstand? I thought that you told me that you wanted to stay here last night so you could catch up on your work.
That's right.
When Grant and I came back here, you were already gone, Mama.
I changed my mind.
Oh, I see. Well, that didn't take you very long.
I decided to go out.
Is that it?
That's it.
You're not going to tell me where you went?
No.
I think you should.
Rena, doesn't this strike you as being the least bit funny?
No.
You don't remember having this conversation many times, only with the roles reversed.
Yes, I remember.
And you remember how quick you were to remind me that you were an adult.
Yes.
And to quote you, being an adult means being able to go where you want and when you want.
Mama, this is different.
Is it?
You're my mother. I'm worried about you.
Honey, I was worried about you. Rena, honey, I have my own life to live. And I don't have to explain it to you.
Something wrong, Mama?
Will you please listen to me? There's absolutely nothing wrong. I'm fine.
Then why won't you tell me anything?
I don't want to discuss this. Do you understand?
I guess I have to.
I think so. Now, isn't it time that you started leaving for work?
It's Daddy, isn't it?
Get me the missing piece of the fire compass.
It's not in Ruby's apartment. I was watching him when he found it, shot him immediately.
Then he did it before. Yes, That would make more sense before it was lost. A safety measure.
In a haystack.
Oh, no, dear lady. We will find the missing piece. We must think. We must use our head. Rehnquist knew he was in danger.
And gave it to somebody that he trusted.
You're quick? Exactly so.
Who?
Well, that's an easy answer. The one person who was persistent in seeing him since he left the Marshall Ranch. Brett Wheeler. She came to his hotel room here in Houston.
There's something between them then.
No doubt.
Good. The revengeful, grieving woman, there is no bigger fool than that. She'll be an easy target.
Don't be too sure. I'm informed that she's clever and persistent. Her father is the head of World Oil. She may have something else in mind than grieving over Rehnquist.
Finding Haito, Pa?
Exactly. But that must never happen. Never.
Then give me my precise orders, Hannibal. How far do I go this time?
As far as necessary.
Spell it out.
I want the fire compass complete.
And Brett Wheeler?
Removed.
Dead, Hannibal. Dead. Why do I always have to say it for you?
Lurleen, a lot of perfectly normal people go see psychiatrists. That doesn't make sense, Ruby. If you're perfectly normal, you don't need to go to one of them. Yes, you do. If you're tired and if you're having trouble sleeping and you're seeing things. Lurleen, listen to me. I know you've been through a horrible couple of weeks. That's the truth. What with dragging Bo's body all over creation with me and conking that guy over the head with that base? Well, honey, I think it might make some sense if you were a little preoccupied with bodies. It is not a preoccupation when you find one stretched out on your living room floor. Lurleen, this whole thing is my fault. I dragged you into this. Ruby, it's not your fault. Yes, it is. I'm responsible for the whole mess. Ruby, let me ask you a question.
What?
What makes you so sure that I didn't find a body when I came back here? Because, honey, if he died here, he would have been here when we came back. Dead bodies stay put. Usually. I really think I saw him. Lurleen, why would he come all this way just to drop dead on all your painting stuff? I don't know. I mean, why did any of this happen? Honey, listen to me. I understand what you're feeling. I really do. When I opened that door and that ray of light from the hall hit that canvas, for a minute I thought I saw him lying there, too. I did see him. But then I flicked on the light, Lurleen, and there was nothing there. Maybe I am crazy. Honey, you're not crazy. Well, I'm seeing things. I'm probably going to end up just like my great Aunt Mary. Honey, what are you talking about? She only had 5 dresses and she took to wearing them all at the same time. Honey, you don't have 5 dresses. Look, I just think it would help you if you saw somebody who could talk to you and tell you you were going to be all right. You really think so? Yes, I do. And then maybe you could get some rest. I just don't think I could tell all of this to a stranger. Well, what if I went and saw him first? You're not the one that's crazy. Well, I know that, honey, but I could just check him out for you. You know, I could see if he's a nice guy and if he would understand. I don't think so, Ruby. I just can't. Oh, Lurleen, just don't dismiss it, okay? Just keep it in mind, please. I gotta go because I have a meeting with Justin Marshall. That's all right. Listen, honey, promise me that you'll just think about what we talked about, okay? Just think about it. All right. You gonna be all right while I'm gone? Yeah. And I promise I won't see anything till you get back. Okay. We'll talk some more when I get back.
Look, in all those papers, do you happen to have the McClure file? Oh, so you're a mind reader, huh?
No. Rena just happened to mention that you might be needing it.
Ah, so that's why it was ready, huh?
Yeah, well, I like to save people time.
Time is money and all that stuff.
Yep.
By the way, do you know I owe you a lunch?
You do? Well, how come I haven't heard about it?
Well, I told Rena I was going to take you out to lunch when I heard how you brought in all those Austerlises.
Well, isn't that nice?
So, we're going to have to find a time that's convenient.
Well, I'm free today.
Oh, you are?
How about you? You busy?
No. Okay, Allison. How about lunch?
I'd love to. Top of the World Club?
No, I don't think so.
You don't like it?
No, I like it fine. It's just that, well, I don't think it's the right place.
You don't?
No. You see, Allison, someday I think you're going to be a real wheeler-dealer, so I think it's about time I introduce you to the Spindletop Club. What do you say?
Ryan, I'd love it.
All right, and I'll pick you up, let's see, 1 o'clock?
Oh, no. I'll meet you there. Okay? Is 1 good?
Terrific. See you then.
Bet you will.
Well, Justin, thank you for making time to see me.
Sit right down. Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you.
May I get you something? Coffee? Anything?
Oh, no, I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Oh, don't you worry about that.
But I did promise Billy Joe that I would stop by and have a little talk with you.
Ruby, he is doing such a fine job for us.
Oh, Justin, I am so glad to hear you say that, even though I knew he would.
We are tickled to death with the campaign.
That's just wonderful.
But you didn't come over here to talk about that.
Justin, you are so shrewd. Can I be perfectly honest with you?
Please?
Billy Joe is upset about his workload for Ace High gas stations.
Ruby, I'm sure that you know that Billy Joe's contract provides for additional work, if necessary.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're also aware that there can be a lot of money made by Billy Joe for that extra work.
Justin, let's not talk about money right now.
All right.
Money fascinates me. You know that. But I don't think that's the most important thing to us right now.
No?
No, I think what's important to you and me is that we maintain a healthy and a positive working relationship.
Exactly.
Now, I'm Billy Joe's manager. I'm also his sister. Sometimes I don't know which job is harder. But I do know Billy Joe very well.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
And right now, it might appear that he's not being very cooperative.
Well...
However, even though he's upset about his workload, he is thrilled to be representing Ace High. As a matter of fact, he told me it's an honor.
Ruby, we are proud to have him on the team.
Well, right now, Billy Joe's all involved in his kid and his wife.
Oh, of course he is.
And I think if you gave him, a day off here, a couple of days off there, we might be able to get more work out of him. You know what I mean?
Ruby, yes, I think I do.
Oh, Justin, I'm so glad, because I would hate for there to be any friction between you and Billy Joe. It would really hurt me.
Yes, I would hate that too.
I think we understand each other, Justin. We share the same priorities.
I think we do, Ruby. Thanks for coming by for the talk.
You're welcome. And remember, if you have any promotional things for me to consider, I would love to talk them over with you.
I'll remember that.
And although Billy Joe is one of my favorite clients, I do have others who are equally talented.
Certainly.
And a lot of ideas myself.
Oh, I'm sure you have.
Well, Justin, I won't take up any more of your time. I know you're very busy. I have an appointment myself.
Thank you for stopping by. You're a pistol. I like your style, Ruby.
I like yours, Justin. We understand each other.
Ruby, it's wonderful doing business with you.
Oh, Allison, when you went by the house the other day, how was my mother?
Wonderful.
She was?
Yeah. She was so nice to me, Rena. I came and I practically fell apart right in front of her, and she was just as nice as she could have been.
Well, I'm glad she was there for you.
So was I. She was so understanding.
She told me that you two had quite a little chat.
Yeah, we did.
How did she seem to you?
Lonely. She said she was, and we talked about it. I think that's why we got along so well. We understood each other.
Well, I'm glad you two are friends.
I like your mom.
She likes you too.
Good. Rena, can I ask a favor of you?
Sure.
Is it all right if I take off a little early?
I'm having lunch with Ryan at the Spindletop, and I have some errands to do.
Sure. You've done enough work for us. I think you deserve to have a little break.
Thanks.
Have fun.
Spindletop.
I appreciate your seeing me on such short notice, Dr. Ollendorf.
Unfortunately, I had a cancellation, and you said it was urgent.
It is.
Did somebody recommend me to you?
Oh, not exactly. See, when I was looking in the yellow pages under psychiatrists, your name was right there in bold print.
I see.
I didn't know what else to do. I don't really know any psychiatrists, and I don't even know anybody who's ever talked to one.
There's nothing to worry about.
I hope not.
Now, why don't you tell me about what your problem is?
It's not my problem.
No?
See, I'm as level as they come. I'm here for a friend of mine.
I see. A friend of yours.
Yeah, see, she's been having hallucinations.
Miss Wright, why don't you tell me all about your friend?
Well, Vicky, I don't like to pry into other people's business.
What's on your mind?
Well, you are.
Me?
Yeah. Rena was upset today about you. She questioned me about you. She wanted to know how I thought you were when I came here. Wanted to know how you seemed to me.
Well, sometimes Rena is too sensitive to other people's moods. But it was sweet of you to be so concerned.
Well, you were so kind to me the other night. If there's ever anything that I can do for you.
Thank you. If ever there is, I'll take you up on that.
Good.
I really appreciate your concern coming all the way over here.
Oh, it's okay. I got time off from work.
Well, you are in much better spirits than you were the other night.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to deal with things.
Looks like you're succeeding.
I think I am.
How are you getting along with Ashley?
Oh, okay.
Just okay?
Yeah. Well, whenever things get real bad, I just talk to Gregory. I know he's only 10, but he can always make me laugh.
You're very fond of your cousin, aren't you?
Yeah. He's really more like a brother than a cousin to me.
Allison, I know things are going to get better for you.
I think they will. Well, I gotta be going.
I was on my way out myself.
Oh, I hope I didn't keep you.
No, not at all. I was wondering, can I give you a lift?
That would be wonderful.
Oh,
I have so many things to do. I'm having lunch at the Spindletop.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
And this was here. Has me drag her dang husband around half of Texas, and then she tells me I'm crazy. Well, I'll be danged if I'm going to some fancy psychiatrist. I'm just gonna walk through this thing again real calm and figure it out for myself. Has to be a logical explanation for what happened. I'm just gonna recreate the scene of the crime like they do in the movies. And I will prove to her that I am not crazy. Except I've been talking to myself ever since she left. Oh, well, I guess that's normal at a time like this. Now, ready. Okay. So, here I am, not thinking about anything, and I'm looking for my key.
Someone?
Oh, no, I was just, humming a little tune.
No, Lena, you're all right. You look peaky.
Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm just a little tired.
Well, why don't you let me come in and I'll fix you a nice cup of tea?
Well, thank you.
Are you starting to paint again? What now?
Oh, that. That's nothing. I might do something later.
Make sure to hold all my calls, Grace. Thank you. And Miss Wright, please sit down and tell me more about your friend.
All right, but can I ask you a couple questions first?
Of course.
Well, first of all, is it true that everything that's said in this office is entirely confidential?
Absolutely.
Because a lot of this stuff, it's real important that it doesn't get blabbed all around the town.
Anything you tell me, Miss Wright, is privileged information. By law, I can't tell anyone.
Good. Because I know my friend wouldn't tell you anything if she thought there was a chance that it could get out.
There's absolutely nothing to worry about.
All right, now I have to ask you one other thing. I want to make sure that nobody will know that my friend came here to see you.
Miss Wright, my nurse and I are the only ones who even know your name.
Well, that's fine about me, but what about my friend?
Your friend's privacy would be guaranteed.
That's a load off my mind.
I just want you to relax about everything.
All right. Now, when can I make an appointment?
Talk right now.
Oh, no, I can't. See, I have to go home and get my friend and, well, she's kind of nervous about this whole thing. I might have to talk her into it.
Of course, Miss Wright. Well, I have an hour at the end of the day. You think you'll be ready by then?
Oh, no, that's great. That's great. I know I could get Lurleen down here by then.
Lurleen,
Yeah, well, that's my friend's name.
your friend has a name.
Well, most of them do. Wait a minute. You didn't think I was talking about me, did you?
I thought perhaps you were,
You thought I was the one that was crazy?
We don't like that word.
Well, anybody can see that I'm perfectly fine. You must be tired, Doc.
Maybe.
All right. Just try to relax before you see Lurleen, okay? I don't want you upsetting her.
Days of Our Lives, the girls' hot tub frolic gets hotter when the boys crash the party.
Oh, John, you're not coming in here. You can make it over tomorrow. Why don't you men go soak your head?
When the boys are left alone, their thoughts turn to Marlena.
You got a thing for my ex-wife? You're sitting in the same boat.
Days of Our Lives, weekdays.
Hey, I understand that you're taking Allison out for lunch this afternoon.
Yep, that's right.
She's real excited about it.
Oh, good. I think it's the least thing I could do after she brought in all those new leases.
Spindletop, huh?
Yeah, I thought she might like it.
Oh, she likes it all right. She can't stop talking about it. I don't think that's very funny, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Did you have a profitable morning?
Of course, I always do.
You look a little tired.
Well, you know how it is. Profit making can really take it out of you.
Not if you let it.
Got it.
Mark, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but are you sure you're not working too hard?
Of course I am.
Come on, I'm serious about it.
I am too. I know I've been busy, but it's nothing I can't handle.
Well, if you wear yourself out, you won't be doing anyone any good.
I know that.
Besides, if you keep working like this, you'll lose your reputation.
What reputation?
Well, before you got here, rumor had it that Mark Wheeler was quite a lady man.
Oh, just because of that small riot in Melbourne. You know that.
Well, there are a few other women here.
Never noticed them.
But they noticed you.
Look, Rena, I promise, as soon as I get World Oil where I want it, I will start scouring the city.
You don't have to scour.
No?
No, World Oil has some very attractive employees. All you have to do is keep your eyes open.
After I get World Oil straightened out.
You promise?
Promise.
Now, if you can't find anybody, I know
Hey,
just...
Rena, I can handle that department on my own. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Now you just drink it up while it's hot.
Thank you.
No trouble, but I hope you're not coming down with some nasty cold. I put some extra lemon in there just to make sure.
I'm all right.
They're horrible to have. You can take it from me. The last one I had, I thought I'd never get rid of.
I'm just tired.
You know, I think the two of you work awfully hard. Where's Ruby?
Well, I don't exactly know. I think she had a couple of appointments.
See what I mean? Two of you spend all night at the coop, and then she's running around all day. I'll answer it.
Thank you.
Well, hi, Billy Joe.
Oh, Gretchen. Well, for a second there, I thought I had the wrong apartment.
This is the right place.
Well, it's good to see you again.
Well, I never
Hello,
open
Lee.
up. Whoop,
my apartment
Hi,
door
Billy
and
Joe.
find a TV star waiting there.
Well, you better watch out. Next time I'm going to be ringing it.
I'll look forward to it.
All right.
I better be running now. You take care of yourself.
Bye, Gretchen. Thank you.
Lurleen, what's wrong?
Well, nothing, Billy Joe. I'm fine.
Are you sure? You know, you have been acting kind of funny lately,
Yeah,
kind of weak and scared.
I'm just tired.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, I'm glad that's all that is to it.
How are you and Nita doing?
Lurleen, I just can't help but think that things should be a whole lot better between me and Nita right now.
What's the trouble?
Well, we don't spend nearly enough time together.
Well, did something happen, or is it just a general feeling?
Oh, no, nothing happened. It's just... I guess I'm just overreacting.
Billy Joe, you care a lot about Nita and Billy Joe Jr.
Sure do.
Maybe you should talk about it. It'll make you feel better.
Lurleen, you're a real friend, you know that?
Look, you make yourself comfortable. I'm having some tea. Now, I'll get you some, and then you can tell me all about
Are
it.
you sure it's no trouble?
Oh, not at all. And we'll think of some way to fix things up.
Hi, Allison.
Hi, Ryan. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't keep you.
No, not at all.
Good. I didn't want to come here in what I wear to work.
Hey, you look terrific. Come on, sit down. Here you go. So, welcome to the Spindletop Club.
And now with the Ace High commercials, Anita's designs doing so well, we just don't seem to have much time to spend together anymore.
It must seem like a really hard time to you, Billy Joe.
Well, it's not the best.
Nita loves you,
I know.
and she adores Billy Joe Jr. Now, this is just a time in your life that you're going to have to ride over. It's going to get better.
Yeah.
And you're under a lot of pressure. Now, you can't let that distort your view of things.
Lurleen, you are the best person in the world to talk to.
Oh, thanks, Billy Joe.
I feel better already.
Well, now, good. Now, you can just talk to me whenever you're feeling down.
I will. Now, how about you?
Well, what about me?
Why don't you tell me what's bothering you?
Nothing, Billy Joe.
You said that before. Come on, tell me the truth. Huh?
It's really nothing, Billy Joe.
All right, what has Ruby done?
Ruby hasn't done anything but be the best friend in the world to me. And you've got to stop being so suspicious of her, Billy Joe.
Then what's bothering you so much? You're so upset you can't even talk about it.
I've just been a little upset lately and real nervous.
Lurleen, are you taking care of yourself?
I try. Maybe I should do what Ruby told me to do.
What?
Well, Ruby thinks it's best that I go see a psychiatrist.
A psychiatrist? Now, what made Ruby come up with a stupid idea like that?
Billy Joe, don't take this the wrong way.
I'm taking it the right way. I'm going to kill her.
Hey, Lurleen. Hey, Billy Joe, what are you doing here?
Ruby, what's the idea suggest that Lurleen here go to a shrink?
Ruby, I'm sorry I told him.
That's all right.
No, it's not all right. Now, this is the worst case of the pot called the kettle black that I've ever heard.
Billy Joe, this is none of your business.
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, no, it's not. And I'm sick and tired of you following me around with a running critique of my life.
Then quit acting like a fool, Ruby.
I'm not a fool, Billy Joe, and this does not concern you. Stay out of it.
No, I won't. Now, if there's a chance that Lurleen here might get hurt.
I wouldn't hurt her for the world. And I'm tired of you thinking I'm out to hurt my friends.
Ruby's really trying to help me, Billy Joe.
Listen, let's just get something straight here. You're my client. I'm your manager, so I'm going to take care of your business affairs. And you're my brother, so I guess I'm stuck with loving you. But right now, I have to talk to my friends, so get out!
you gonna be all right?
I'm fine, Billy Joe.
Okay. Ruby, I never thought you'd really intend to hurt somebody. Honey, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings.
It's okay.
I'll see you later.
Take care, Billy Joe.
You too.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have made you go through all that.
Oh, Ruby. I thought it was sweet.
No, Rita.
Hi, Grant. What can I do for you?
Not a single thing. I came by to see if I could take you to lunch.
Maybe, if you play your cards right.
What do I have to do?
Ask me.
You're asked. You talk with your mother.
Yeah.
How is she?
She says she's fine.
Well, you don't seem very sure about that.
Grant, she's doing the same thing over again. She won't tell me where she was last night. She won't tell me anything.
Maybe there's nothing to tell.
She says it's none of my business. She said she's fine and she's very happy.
You don't believe it?
I don't understand why she won't talk to me.
Well, maybe she doesn't feel the need to talk to you. Rena, maybe you better forget about this whole situation for a little while.
No, I know my mother, and I know when something is eating at her.
You think you know your mother.
I know her.
Rena, is it possible that she just would simply rather not talk about it?
Grant, she should open up to me. I'm her daughter. If she keeps it inside of her, that isn't any good.
Rena, you can't force her to share it with you. Now, when the time is right, I'm sure that Vicky will speak with you.
I hope so.
And you worrying about it isn't going to help?
I know, but if something is bothering her, she should talk to me. I'm her best friend. Oh, I'm sorry. Doesn't sound like I'm trying to stop worrying.
No. And I know you're doing it simply because you care.
I do.
Now, what time do you want me to pick you up for lunch?
9 minutes.
7?
Deal.
Allison, I'm going to order for you if you don't mind.
Please? I'd like to.
We're going to have filet of sole, the watercress salad, and the California Chardonnay.
Very good, sir.
That sounds wonderful.
Well, I guess some people would brand me a traitor for ordering fish right here in cattle country, but they do it real good here.
Well, I love good seafood. Boy, if this is my reward for bringing in Mrs. Oster's oil leases, I'm going to have to concentrate on getting more leases.
Allison, if you're going to bring in any more leases, I should ask for a lot more than lunch here at the Spindletop.
Well, it depends on who you're eating with.
Your wine, sir?
Yeah, that'll be fine. Thank you very much.
Well, good luck to you. World Oil could always use some more leases.
Well, I intend to do my very best.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Here, sir.
Okay. Terrific. Thank you.
It's nice to eat lunch with a man who knows how to handle things.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Most of the boys I know are so shallow.
Oh, they are, huh?
Yeah. See, I've traveled so much that, I'm really a lot more mature than most of the people my age.
I believe you.
And that's why I feel so much more at ease with an older man.
Allison, I want to propose a toast to you. To you and to your success.
No, Ryan. To both of us.
Stay tuned. Texas will be right back.
You all right, Lily? Yeah, I think so.
What's all this painting stuff doing out again?
Well, I thought if I could recreate what happened when I thought I saw the body, that maybe I could figure out what happened.
Did you?
know. Just when I was getting ready to look, Gretchen nearly scared me to death. She scared me so bad I forgot what I was doing.
Lurleen, you know I want to help you, don't you?
Yeah, I know that.
I went to see Dr. Ohlendorf today. He is a nice man, Lurleen.
He's a psychiatrist?
Yes, and he wants to help you.
You really think I should go see him? All right.
Here's his card.
I'm not crazy, you know.
I know that, honey. It's just going to help you get rid of the nightmares, that's all. He just wants to help you.
All right. In all my born days, I never thought I'd be going to see one of them.
Ricky, am I ever glad to see you?
Well, I'm glad to see you too,
Oh,
Vivian.
no, you don't understand. I mean, I'm really glad to see you.
Why?
Because it's Miss Wheeler.
What's wrong with her?
You know, I don't know. She usually got so much energy, and today she's just been dragging around the house. She wouldn't even eat lunch.
Yeah, she's got a lot on her mind, Vivian. She's worried about a friend of hers.
I hate to see her so depressed. Here she is.
Hi, Ricky.
Hi,
Brad.
Girl up. You heard anything more about him?
Not a word.
I'm not interested in a detailed account of your reports, Adams.
I'm sorry, sir.
I don't pay for progress. I pay for results.
Well, I've got Brett Wheeler and her boyfriend under surveillance.
Good. I want that missing piece of the fire compass, and I want it soon. Sam! Let Hawker and Boots in.
We'll have the usual, Sam. Private stock reserve. Well, now, how's our old friend this afternoon?
Why did you two request this meeting?
Boots, he's meeting us head on. Good. Fine. Gonna save us all a lot of time.
What do you boys got in mind?
A shootout? What you might call a good old-fashioned showdown.
I'm not crazy, Ruby.
Of course you're not, honey. I just think this psychiatrist can help you get over these bad dreams and help you sleep better.
Oh, hello, Dr. Ohlendorf? Oh, hi, this is Lurleen Harper. My friend Ruby Wright was in to see you early today. Uh-huh. Well, she said that you were holding an appointment for later on today. Uh-huh. Yeah, I guess that's as good a time as any. Okay, see you then, Doctor. Well, I did it, but I don't know why.
Honey, you did it so you can feel better.
I know, but I don't see how this man's gonna be able to help. I don't understand how just talking to somebody
Lurleen, just
is...
try, okay? It can't hurt to try.
What am I gonna tell him?
The truth.
Ruby, I can't. You know I can't do that.
Sure you can.
But I couldn't. I mean...
Honey, if it's a question of your getting better, you just go right ahead and tell him everything.
Everything?
I can't believe it. You believe this, Ashley? This boy has never seen a professional basketball game before.
Well, that doesn't really surprise me. I mean, they don't exactly have an NBA franchise in Savannah or St. Tropez, do they?
No, that's right.
Well, I've seen a lot of football.
Well, now you're going to be introduced to basketball. You're going to see the best play. Did you know the Rockets went all the way to the end of the finals last year?
Well, they sure have a neat pennant. Can I see the tickets?
Oh, sure. Right here. Take a look.
This is a wonderful idea, and I think that Gregory's really going to enjoy
Well, I
himself.
know he is. You're going to enjoy yourself, aren't you, partner? You're going to come back from that Astrodome a full-fledged fan. Maybe you'll even decide to be a basketball player.
I don't think so. Basketball players have to be real tall.
Well, not really. Calvin Murphy is only 5'10". He has scored more points for the team than anybody who was ever with the Rockets. Would you like to meet him?
Sure. Only I don't think I want to be a basketball player. I really want to be a race car driver.
Well, maybe you'll change your mind after you see the game tonight. Oh, I almost forgot. I have something to show you. Come here.
What?
Take a look at this. Yeah, it's the plans for the new home. See?
Yeah, that's neat.
Big, isn't it? You see these two windows right up here?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the windows to your rooms. And I think I'm gonna put a basketball court right out about here. How'd you like that?
You really are?
Yeah. I mean, you gotta practice your moves if you're gonna be like Cal Merton. Right? Huh? Try to get it from me. Go.
Oh, no. Now, we've got to go downstairs and eat if we're going to get to the ball. Y'all got to go to the ball game. All right, time.
Spoil sport. She's right. Now we better get going if we're gonna get there on time.
Yeah, I don't want to miss a thing.
Come on, brother. Let's go. Bye.
You must have made a mistake. The girls' dressing room is down the hall to the left.
Are you Billy Joe Wright?
Well, yeah.
Well, then these are for you. There's no mistake.
Well, wait a minute, are you
Here.
sure?
Yeah. Where do you want me to put them?
Put them on the table over there.
All right. Yeah, you got a sign for them.
Oh, all right.
Here you go. Got a pen right here.
Okie dokie.
You know, I've never delivered flowers to a man before.
Yeah, well, this sort of thing happens all the time in the TV world.
Oh.
There you go. Well, here, I got something for you. Here, you
Thanks. You know, my mom's going to be real excited. She watches you all the time.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you tell her that Billy Joe says thank you.
Certainly will. Thanks.
All righty. If a man can declare his love by sending roses, why can't a woman? I love you, Nita.
Are you sure it's okay for me to tell the doctor about Bo?
Well, you don't have to go out of your way to bring it up.
Ruby, if I talk about Bo at all, I could get you in a lot of trouble.
I don't think so, Lurleen. This doc says he's sworn to secrecy.
But he's a stranger.
Well, look, you don't have to give him all the details, you know? I mean, if you talk about Bo, just sort of tell him the gist of the situation, but don't give him any specifics.
Well, I'll try.
And above all, don't name any names.
Ruby, I wouldn't do that. You know I wouldn't do that.
Honey, the main thing is just to get you feeling better. And if it takes talking about Bo to do that, then we just got to take the risk.
You're wonderful, Ruby. You're the best friend I ever had.
You're the best friend I ever had, Lurleen. You really stuck your neck out for me.
I wanted to.
Honey, I never should have dragged you into this. It's my fault you're having all these nightmares and hallucinations and stuff. I'd never forgive myself if I thought I did anything permanent to you.
I'll be fine, Ruby. I'll go see this doctor of yours and I'll get myself fixed up good as new.
I hope so, honey.
And if we get in trouble over this, I mean, if they find out that we took Bo's body out and dumped him all over the place, well, I'll stand by you all the way. Ruby, I know you didn't kill Bo. I mean, after the way you treated me, I know you couldn't hurt anybody.
Lurleen, honey, if you're going to go to the doctor, I think you better get ready and go now, okay?
I guess I better.
I just wish this were over with. I wish everything were back to normal.
Showdown. That sounds like an ultimatum. I'm not used to ultimatums.
Now, did I say anything at all about an ultimatum, Mr. Hawker?
No, sir, I don't believe you did.
Well, of course not. It's just we like to see results.
You see, we've undertaken a couple things at your suggestion. We've talked to Justin Marshall and kind of urged him on.
Yeah, convinced him to take some risks, do some expanding with Marshall Oil, promised him support.
We've also found you a political candidate, just like you asked us to.
So far, you haven't shown any interest at all in what we've done for you. Now, we want to know why.
After all, Marshall Oil's not the only game in town. We're real impressed with that young Wheeler boy.
Oh, he's done a fine job with World Oil. We might just like to throw a bone his way.
No. I intend to throw my support behind Marshall Oil. And I'd appreciate it if you two would do the same. I have a personal reason for wanting Justin Marshall to succeed.
No reason why I shouldn't.
What would you like us to do?
I know for a fact that you two have a number of oil leases on the Austin Chalk tucked into your hip pocket. I'd like to see those leases go to Marshall Oil.
If they do, what's in it for us?
Backing for your political candidate. I'll see to it that he has all the money and support he needs.
Oh, that sounds fair enough to me.
We got our hearts set on the boy we picked.
Oh, he's quick and clean.
Available and saleable.
I want this campaign to run smoothly. See to it that Justin Marshall's behind our candidate.
What do you think, Boots?
It can be done. We can sell Justin on our candidate.
Then do it. The sooner the better.
Consider it done.
When we work fast. As of now, consider the campaign underway.
Yeah, well, now where's Sam? Drinks. Who's Sam?
Ricky, I'm so worried about Miles. I've called him every hour, on the hour, and he just doesn't answer his phone.
I know.
I don't think he's been in that hotel room for days.
Possibly not. Brett, I've been doing some checking on my own, and I can't find a trace of the man. It's like he disappeared into thin air.
Well, he told us his life was in danger. Ricky, what if those people caught up with him?
Brett, don't jump to conclusions. Miles was on his guard. Those people couldn't get to him without a struggle.
Yeah, but what if they did?
Well, I think it's more likely that he thought it was time to leave Houston.
No, he wouldn't leave Houston, not without that fire compass in his possession.
Well, maybe he found the fire compass and he's already on his way to High Topaz.
All right, then, we gotta follow him.
We can. It's a waste of time.
Why?
Because of the terrain. It's virtually unexplored and it's very deceptive. Now, we might find the general vicinity, but without a marked map or something to go on, we'll never find the exact location.
Miles knew I was concerned. He just wouldn't leave without leaving me word. I think he's still here, Ricky, and I think he needs our help.
Brett, we've searched everywhere. What else can we do?
We can keep searching. Ricky, will you take me back to that hotel?
Oh, what for?
Well, we might have missed something.
Brett.
Please, Ricky.
All right, if it'll make you happy.
Yes, it will. I'll just get my stuff over here. You know, there is an answer to all of this. We just gotta find it before it's too late.
Justin, keep an eye on him at the ball game.
I will.
Don't be letting him eat all that junk food.
Okay.
All right. Hello?
Evening. This Mrs. Marshall?
Yes, it is.
This here's Boots Boudreaux. I wondered if I might speak with Justin.
Oh, well, hello, Mr. Boudreaux. Hold on just one second.
Boots, what can I do for you?
A little business.
Well, anytime.
Hawker and me would like to have a meeting.
Fine. Ashley will clear my slate. We'll meet first thing tomorrow morning.
Oh, now, I'm not sure that's soon enough. You see, Hawker and me are impulsive men. When we get a hold of an idea, we like to pick it up and dust it off and see what we've got. We were kind of hoping that we might meet in half an hour. Spindletop.
Boots, that may be very difficult.
Oh, now, I'm awful sorry to hear that. See, we're ready to deal, and the Spindletop's a mighty public place. Now, if Mark Wheeler or Rena Decker moseyed through, well, there's just no telling what might happen.
Boots, I'll meet you there in about a half an hour.
Good.
Bye. I'm sorry, Gregory. We're going to have to forget about the game with the Rockets tonight.
That's okay, Marshall.
No, it's not, Gregory, but I'm sorry these things happen.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's business. Has to do with Marshall Oil. Partner, Marshall Oil was very important to us as a family. Marshall Oil was going to build that house that I just showed to you. Would you like Ashley to take you?
No, I'd rather go with you.
All right, partner. All right. And I promise it'll be soon.
Anita?
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Happy anniversary.
Anniversary?
Mm-hmm. We've been married 43 days tonight.
This is for you.
Thank you. No, not yet. Dinner's almost ready. Now, why don't you go and make yourself comfortable?
Looks like we got the place to ourselves again. Brett must have gone out with Ricky.
I hope you take someplace that'll cheer her up.
Yeah, I noticed the last couple of days she seemed a little low.
Low? She's been downright depressed. I'm really worried about her, John. When a girl like Miss Wheeler spends the whole day moping around the house waiting for the phone to ring, something's wrong.
Maybe she's in love.
No. If Miss Wheeler was in love, she wouldn't go moping around about it. She'd do something about it. She'd enjoy it.
Well, can't imagine what she's unhappy about. She's a pretty girl. Got a nice family, plenty of money.
John, rich people can be unhappy, too.
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, you know what Tolstoy said about happiness? He said happiness
John, I don't care about what somebody said in a book. I know Miss Wheeler, and she's unhappy, so it must be serious. She wouldn't be depressed if it was unimportant.
Hey, Vivian, you can't take it so personally.
I can't help it. You know, you never knew her, but when I worked for Mrs. Wheeler, I worried about her moods. Now I work for Miss Wheeler, and I worry about hers.
Well, that's one of the nice things about you, Vivian. You really care.
Of course I care. There's no sense in getting involved with people if you're just not going to go, if you're going to go halfway.
Well, you certainly don't hold anything back, Vivian. Come on, here, take a little apple.
I don't like red apple. Look at this. She didn't even look at her mail.
I hope you don't mind orange pico. That's all we got left.
I'm sure it'll be just fine. When I saw Lurleen go off in the truck, I was hoping you'd be home. I thought maybe we could discuss my finances in a little more detail.
Oh, sure.
And you did say that you had some ideas for investments for me.
I sure do. As a matter of fact, I've been thinking about it, and I think I came up with the perfect investment for you.
Well, what's that?
It's a record album.
Oh. Well, I thought you and Lurleen already had all the money raised for Ricky's album.
Oh, we do. This is another album. It's an album by Billy Joe.
I didn't know he sang.
He doesn't.
And I don't think I quite understand.
Well, I got the idea from his show. You know how he always gets up there at the end and tells all those folksy little stories?
Yeah, folksy little stories.
Yeah, you know, about Grandma Benz and Uncle Clyde, all those people back in Waco.
Yeah, I sure do, yeah.
Well, folks really love those stories. And I've been thinking if we took them off the air and put them on record... Will you excuse me for 1 minute?
Were you expecting somebody?
Not that I know of. I don't know who it could be. Mrs. Marshall.
I'm here to see Lurleen.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm afraid you missed her again. She isn't here right now.
Oh, I see.
Would you like to come in?
Yes, I would. Would you mind telling me exactly where Lurleen is?
Good afternoon, Miss Harper. Won't you make yourself comfortable?
Do I have to lie on this thing?
Not unless you want to.
I'd rather not.
Why don't you sit down here?
Oh.
Now, the way this thing works best is if you just relax and don't try to make too much of it.
Whatever you say.
Yeah. What seems to be the problem?
Well, now, first of all, I would like to thank you for staying late to see me. I really appreciate that.
That's perfectly all right. Would you like to tell me about it?
Is it true that what I say here is confidential?
That's right.
I mean, you can't tell what I say to, like, another doctor or your wife or the police?
Not unless you want me to. I'm under oath. And everything I hear in this office is considered privileged information, even by the courts.
Good.
Well, would you like to begin?
Not really.
I'm afraid you'll have to. It's the only way I'll be able to help you.
All right. I suppose if I have to. Well, it all started a few weeks ago. Are you going to write this down?
This is my own private shorthand. Nobody could read these notes except myself.
Are you sure?
Positive. Please, Miss Harper, go on.
Oh, yeah, well, I've been having these fainting spells.
Fainting spell.
Yeah, and nightmares.
And you say these started a few weeks ago?
Yeah. You see, they all started about the same time that Ruby and me decided to dump Beau's body.
You know, it's a shame Billy Joe Jr. can't be with us on our anniversary. We had such a good time on the honeymoon.
I know, but I don't think it'll hurt him to spend this one night with Mrs. Carpenter.
You're right.
I miss you so much, honey.
Not half as much as I missed you.
A man and a woman should spend time like this alone, together.
I'm glad you thought of it.
I think we should spend a lot more anniversaries like this.
You know, we got married on a Tuesday. We can do this every Tuesday night.
You don't think you'd get bored?
Oh, no, Nina. Not as long as you're sitting across from me looking the way you do.
Did you like your flowers?
I loved them. I gotta admit, I didn't know quite how to take it when I first got them, and the delivery boy gave me kind of a funny look. But I had time to think about it, and I'm real proud. I think it's nice being loved by a woman who's not afraid to show the world she really cares.
I do care, honey. I've always cared. Even during that awful time when we were apart. I don't know how I got through it. Now, honey, I cried myself to sleep almost every night.
You're never gonna cry yourself to sleep again, hon. Never. We're home for good.
I love you so much. Honey, things are going so well with us now, I just get scared.
There's nothing to be scared of.
I know, but if we're so happy right now, won't we have to pay for it in the end?
Nita, we've already paid our dues. All our pains in the past. The future's got nothing but all the dreams we've ever wanted to share.
You're probably right.
Of course I am. Bring your glass.
Gretchen, would you mind excusing us for a little while?
Well, of course not.
We can pick up our conversation later on.
Fine, whenever you would like. It's nice to see you again, Mrs. Marshall.
It's nice to see you. I hope I haven't interrupted anything.
Oh, it's nothing important. At least nothing that we can't get around to later. Bye now.
See you later.
What's going on?
Well, nothing's going on.
Then where is Lurleen?
Mrs. Marshall, I've been very concerned about Lurleen lately.
So have I. I certainly am not pleased with this living arrangement.
I know you don't like me, Mrs. Marshall. But there's one thing I'd like you to understand. I'm crazy about Lurleen. She's my very best friend in the whole world. I really like her a lot.
Where is she?
She's gone to a psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist? What have you done to that poor girl?
I haven't done anything to her, Mrs. Marshall. Lurleen is just having a few problems adjusting, that's all.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. She just wasn't cut out for this kind of life.
Lurleen is having trouble sleeping, Mrs. Marshall. She's been troubled by nightmares, and we thought maybe this doctor could help her get through that.
I don't believe that for a moment.
It's the truth.
There's more to it than that, Ruby. This is just another one of your schemes to use Lurleen, and if you think you're going to get away with hurting that poor girl, you're mistaken.
I wouldn't hurt Lurleen, Mrs. Marshall. I wouldn't hurt her for all the oil in Texas.
Well, I'm not going to stay here and discuss it with you. I'll be back, though. And I'm going to get to the bottom of this. You can count on it.
There's no reason to be alarmed, Miss Harper. Just relax and say whatever comes into your head.
Are you sure?
Trust me.
Well,
Tell me about the body. Whose body was it?
oh, it was Bo's body. You see, that was Ruby's husband. But I didn't know that because she introduced him to me as Hank and said he was from Nashville.
Nashville?
Yeah, that's where they met. They were in the music business, only that was a long time ago. And I didn't get to know Bo real well until after he was dead.
I see.
I think I could have lived with, dumping Bo's body. But when he turned into a mummy, that was too much.
Let me get this straight. You say your girlfriend's husband turned into a mummy.
I know that sounds crazy. Strange. But it really happened. Now, Ruby saw it too. She can tell you.
And it was after he turned into a mummy that these nightmares started?
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't think that would have bothered me so much. But when the hallucinations started, now that was the last straw.
Hallucinations?
Yeah. When I came home from the coop the other night, this guy that I had hit over the head was lying dead on the floor. And when I brought Ruby back, he was gone. And Ruby said I must be having hallucinations.
I think we better go back farther than the past few weeks. I think we need to start with your childhood.
Well, sure, whatever you think will help.
Were you a happy child?
I guess so.
And when were you happiest?
Oh, I guess I was happiest when I was playing make-believe.
Tell me a little about this make-believe.
Well, mostly, I liked playing make-believe with my doll, Linda.
Linda?
Well, she was the most beautiful doll, and I used to dress her all up and then pretend that I was Linda.
Why did you do that?
So I could be as beautiful as she was.
And what did you do when you were Linda?
Oh, well, we went to lots of parties, and I danced with a handsome boy, and everybody made a fuss over me. Oh, it was lots of fun playing make-believe. Only once it was over, I knew that I would never be Linda. There would never be any parties. And a handsome boy.
Did that make you sad?
It used to, but it doesn't anymore. Being beautiful isn't the most important thing in the world. I mean, there are lots of wonderful things like friends and sharing things and making people happy.
Do you think that someday you might meet the right young man?
I might. But I can still be happy if I don't. know, it's funny, because up until a few weeks ago, late at night when I couldn't sleep, I used to dream I was Lurlinda again.
And how did that make you feel?
Wonderful. Or at least it did until I fell asleep.
Slow night.
Yeah. Mr. Wheeler's taking Mrs. Decker out to dinner again. Mr. Mark called and said he's not coming home for dinner.
You work for a very active family.
I know. Makes it very difficult to plan meals. I have some lovely veal chops for Miss Wheeler, but I don't know when to expect her.
Well, maybe she and Ricky decided to eat out.
I hope not. Maybe they'll come home early and I can fix them both dinner. Play something for me.
I don't know how to play. Well, yeah, you want to listen to some Mozart?
No, I don't want to listen to Mozart.
Oh.
I hope Ricky takes her to someplace interesting and distracting. She's been so depressed.
Well, if she still needs cheering up when she comes back, we can make her one of Grandma's Blue Day specials.
No, I don't think that'll work. John, if you can't play, don't play. You know, it really bothers me when the people I work for won't confide in me. I'm sure that I could help Miss Wheeler if she just tell me.
Did I ever tell you about my Uncle George?
No, why? Does he have a recipe too?
Not exactly, but he loved games and puzzles. I remember this one trick he...
Oh, John, not now.
Yes, now. Now, first, you need some paper. Paper, yes, need some paper and pencil. All right, now, paper. And you fold it.
That was a pretty exciting game, wasn't it?
Yeah. Watching it on television isn't like watching it there.
No, it's not. Can I have some more popcorn?
Yeah, sure.
You know, Gregory, that meeting was really important to Justin. I don't think that there would have been anything in the world that would have kept him from taking you to that game.
That's okay. Besides, he said that I'd go to another game with him.
Oh, and you will. Lots and lots of them.
No, I don't think I've ever gone to a place with a man before.
Haven't?
Well, I went on an airplane once with a lawyer. That doesn't really count. I usually went with my mother or Allison.
Do you like the pictures of the new house?
Yeah, it's great.
It's gonna be. Things are gonna be a lot different when we get that house. We're gonna be like a real family then. You and Allison and me and Justin.
Yeah, that sounds neat.
It will be.
Guess I'm pretty lucky.
Why?
Well, I could have been alone. I'm not. And I don't think I'd ever pick anybody as a father over Marshall.
Well, now, Justin, it's real nice of you to come here on the double like you did.
Bootsy, I said you didn't sound too eager right at first. Oh, sit down, boy, sit down.
Well, I was just about to take my boy to the basketball game, Jim.
Your boy? What boy's that?
Gregory.
Oh, you mean your cousin? Oh, you mean that kid you were stuck with when your wife come into all that money?
I wouldn't exactly say that we were stuck with Gregory.
No?
Well, no, Gregory's responsibility.
What did I tell you, Hawker? You see, you shouldn't put up much faith in what people say.
Yeah, sometimes the grapevine gets it wrong. Well, we heard you weren't too happy with the boy.
The word was that you didn't like that boy much at all.
That's not true. I was put out with him at first. I hadn't even met Gregory. Ashley and I had only been married a couple of months.
And you were looking forward to a family of your own.
Well, yeah. That's before I'd gotten to know Gregory. Very special little boy. I'm grown to be very fond of him.
And I'm sure he's real fond of you, too. Now, that doesn't surprise me. You're a mighty glamorous fella.
What with your racing car and all?
It's all very nice, gentlemen. You didn't call me all the way over here to talk about Gregory. What's on your mind?
Oil, Texas crude, black and beautiful. We've got some leases we'd like to see disseminated. Now, it's not a bad collection and nicely situated.
Right on the Austin chalk. We thought you might be interested.
Of course I am. What's the catch?
No catch at all.
There's just a couple conditions.
What kind of conditions, Jeff?
Well, you see, there's this election coming up, and Hawker and me got ourselves a candidate.
A real bright boy, a come-up.
Now, we'd like to be certain, when the time comes, that you just line up right behind our man.
We'd like to know that we can count on your support. Wholehearted, no questions asked.
Well, I don't see whether there's any reason we should have any problem with that. I mean, if your candidate meets with your approval, I'm sure it would meet with Marshall Oils.
Even if the name is Decker?
Ricky Decker?
Ricky? I think you two boys do have a hold of the wrong end of the stick.
How so?
Well, I've got no problem with Ricky Decker. I mean, we were both brought up on the Marshall Ranch. He's welcome to my support. Only I don't think he'll want it.
Why not?
Because of Max. Rena convinced Ricky that, what happened was all my fault. Well, she's wrong, of course, but I'm sure that Ricky does hold it against me.
How about you? You hold a grudge?
Of course not. Why should I?
That's all we want to hear.
So long as you'll stand up and march behind our man when the time comes, I think you've got yourself a deal.
Is that all?
It is for now. Those leases are just as good as in your pocket, boy.
Well, gentlemen, great doing business with you.
Oh, it is indeed. Oh, look, I've got a little something here for that boy of yours.
Thank you.
You take care now and give our best to that little lady you call your wife, yeah?
Yeah. Bye.
Champagne's a wonderful thing. I don't know who invented it, but whoever he is, he deserves to be in heaven. I hope he is.
I think you're just silly because of it.
Silly? No, I'm not silly. Romantic. And loving. Nita, everything was just great tonight.
Did you like it?
It was almost perfect.
It was, wasn't it?
The only thing that could make it more perfect would be a house of our own and a couple of brothers and sisters for Billy Joe Jr.
Now, honey, don't rush into things. We'll have all that in good time. But as for me, I wouldn't mind if everything stayed just the way it is forever.
I know exactly what you mean. It was a beautiful night, Nita. And I'm not ever gonna forget it.
We are in.
We are?
You are looking at a man that just picked up a string of leases on the Austin Chop.
Oh, just on the top! That's wonderful!
Hopper and Boots finally came through. With them on our sides, Rena and her production division don't stand a chance.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Well, where's Gregory?
Here I am.
Well, come here. I'm sorry about tonight, little fella, but look what I've got. Those men that I went to see, they told me to give you this.
What is it?
Tickets!
Season tickets for the rest of the Rockets game.
Oh, Marshall!
Well, I did promise you, Gregory. And I am a man of my word.
I love you, Marshall.
I'm kind of fond of you, too.
Hi, Ruby. Lurleen, where have you been? That appointment was only supposed to last 1 hour.
Well, I know, but Dr. Ollendorf was real nice and he gave me a double session tonight. He said he thought I needed to talk.
How'd it go?
Real well, I guess.
Well, how much did you have to tell him?
I told him everything.
Everything? Oh, good Lord. Well, what did he say?
He said he thought I had a real vivid imagination.
That's all?
Well, he doesn't think I'm crazy, if that's what you mean.
Honey, of course you're not. Well, did he say he thought he could help you?
Yeah, he does. You know, it's funny, but talking about it really made me feel better.
Lurleen, I'm so glad.
I guess that body I thought I saw was just a figment of my imagination.
Honey, I don't think it could have possibly been anything else.
I guess not. There's still one thing I don't understand, though.
What's that?
Why hasn't there been anything in the newspaper about Bo's body being found?
I just can't stop thinking about that body that you saw out at Marshall Village.
Yeah, well, if you'd seen it for yourself, you'd want to forget about it. It wasn't very pleasant.
And I don't know why, but I just get the feeling that it's got something to do with Miles.
Well, you couldn't tell very much from looking at it, but I'm sure it wasn't Miles Rehnquist.
Well, maybe not, but I'm willing to bet you that it's got something to do with Haitopa.
Why do you say that?
Well, just because it's so inexplicable. It's like one more piece in this gigantic puzzle.
Brett, I know we've been talking about the supernatural, but don't let your imagination run away with you.
I won't. But I know there's a solution to this, Ricky, if we just knew where to find it.
You gotta stop worrying about all this.
Ricky, I just can't, not while Miles is in danger.
You don't know that he's in danger.
Ricky, that hotel clerk said that he hasn't seen him for days.
Maybe that hotel clerk just didn't happen to see Miles come in.
It's not that simple. Look, there's something wrong. Now, the last times I saw Miles, he had a gun. He wouldn't have a gun unless he thought his life was being threatened. Hey, you guys. Dinner's ready.
Good. I'm starved.
Well, soup and salad are on the table, chops are on their way. Did you see your mail, Miss Wheeler? No. Anything important? Well, I don't know. Sam never puts anything away. I guess that's all there was.
Vivian, what kind of chops you having?
Veal chops with onions and paprika.
Sounds so good.
It is. Come on. Nothing here that can't wait. Shall we?
After you.
Good morning.
Hi, Rena.
Grant isn't here yet?
No, not yet.
Oh. Have you heard from Ginny?
Yeah, I talked to her last night.
Oh, good. How's she doing?
Fine, they're gonna be home real soon.
I hope it's real soon.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Well, I'm assuming that you're in this mood because you're missing your family so much.
No, my bad mood doesn't have anything to do with Ginny and Steve.
What's wrong, Ryan?
It's Patterson oil lease.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. I just about got it in the bag.
Rena, you're too late.
Too late? What are you talking about?
The Patterson oil lease is already taken by Marshall Oil.
You gotta eat, Miss Wheeler. Oh, Vivian, I'm just not hungry. You haven't eaten enough to keep a bird alive. What's wrong? Don't worry about me, Vivian. Do worry, Miss Wheeler. I have something on my mind. Is there something that I can do to help? Afraid not. The way you and Mr. Wheeler turn your nose up at food, I don't know why I even bother to cook.
Morning, Brett.
Hi, Dad. Dad? What's wrong?
Well, I suppose you should know.
Tell me.
I just received some news from my lawyer in Boston.
What news?
Your mother's creating problems, Brett. She's coming up with new demands. She's blocking the divorce.
Sometimes when he has things that he don't need, he could in love with me.
Look at you, Lurleen, singing pretty as a songbird.
I didn't know anybody was here.
Oh, honey, you know how great it makes me feel to see you in such a good mood?
I'm really trying, Ruby.
Well, you're succeeding.
Well, I'm really glad that you talked me into seeing that psychiatrist.
He really helped you, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, he sure did. Said the only thing that was wrong with me was an overactive imagination. I guess I just imagined seeing Brett's friend lying there. Guess I was acting pretty silly, wasn't I?
Oh, honey, you weren't acting silly at all. You've been through more in the past few weeks than most people go through in a whole lifetime.
Well, if I'd just stopped to think about it, I would have known that couldn't have happened. I mean, how could he have gotten into our apartment, and who could have come in and killed him? I mean, it doesn't just make sense at all, not when you stop and think about it.
Hey, hi, everybody. I hope you don't mind that I just dropped on by.
Thank you.
You know something? This was a terrific idea coming here to have breakfast.
Good.
Now, why don't you tell me what the occasion is?
Well, I don't need an occasion to check up on my little sister, do I?
No, of course not. I'm just real happy to...
I've been feeling kind of guilty.
About what?
Well, I've been so darn busy on the Phil Roberts show that I really haven't had much time to see you lately.
Oh, come on, it's okay. Ricky, you are doing so well on that show.
Oh, thanks. I really enjoy it.
Before you know it, you're going to have your own TV show. You're going to have your own record.
Well, there is something else.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me you are going to star in your own movie.
Not even close.
Well, then what is it?
Politics.
What?
Have you ever heard of a couple of guys named Hawker Barnes and Boots Boudreaux?
Yeah, I met them the other day at the booth. Boy, are they a pair.
Yeah, well, they're a pair with a lot of power. And they've been trying to talk me into running for office.
Well, are you going to do it?
Well, I'm thinking about it. I just kind of wondered if you thought it was a good idea.
I think it's fabulous. Ricky, I am so proud of you.
Oh, thank you, babe. You don't know how much that means to me. Well, you look like you're doing real well for yourself.
Yeah, I am. Now. But I was hurting pretty bad there for a while.
Yeah, I know you.
I don't know, I just think it was something that I had to go through myself.
That's right, you did.
You know, it took me a while to get used to the fact that Joe was in prison. But he's going to get out, Ricky. And I am going to be there for him when he does.
Well, I just hope everything works out.
Oh, it will. Hey, how's everything going with you and Brett Wheeler?
Well, she is a real challenge, I'll tell you.
I bet she is. You know something, I think it's good for you. Keeps your head from getting so swelled.
Oh, thanks a lot for the words of encouragement.
Hey, Ricky!
Hey, Joe!
Hey, McDonald! How you
Listen,
doing?
you'll have to excuse me, I have to run.
Bye-bye, darling. Bye, kiddo.
I tell you what, you're one hard man to track down.
Well, now, I thought you were going to be staying up there in Alaska for a while with Donnie.
Well, that was the plan, but I got to thinking about it real hard, and I decided I want to be right here under the warm and sunny skies, you know?
Yeah. It's real good to see you, buddy.
You too. Hey, is your friend still interested in High Pop?
Yeah, sure, why?
Because it is weird. I mean, really weird. I no longer get back into town. Then I'd get a message on my entrance service that says somebody wants me to take them up into the High region. Now, is that strange?
Where are you calling from now, Adams?
I'm at a phone booth near the Wheeler place.
You're still tailing that Wheeler girl, aren't you?
Don't worry, Mr. H. I'm not going to lose her.
See that you don't. She's our only link to Rehnquist. If she was as tight with him as I think, she could lead you to the missing part of the fire compass.
If she's got it, boss, it's as good as yours.
What do you mean she's blocking the divorce?
Well, she's dragging her feet. She's not going through with it.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. Lawyers have come up with some new and very creative demands.
Can she do that?
It seems as if she's already done it.
Oh, Dad, that is so unfair to you.
Well, it's not me that I'm worried about, Brett. Brett, when your mother left me, I never thought that I'd feel that way about a woman again.
But now you do?
Well, I'm very fond of Rena, yeah.
Fond? Is that all?
So fast. This divorce thing does make a difference, you know.
Why?
Well, because I'm still legally married. How can I ask Rena to make any kind of a commitment under those circumstances? It's not fair to her.
I don't think you're being fair to her now.
What do you mean?
Well,
that's Rena's decision to make, isn't it?
All right, let's assume the best. Let's assume that she does want a relationship with him under the circumstances.
She will, Dad. Rena is a very realistic and compassionate woman. She's going to find a way to handle this.
The problem is, am I going to find a way to handle it?
Why?
Brett, I'm still kind of an old-fashioned kind of a guy. The fact that Judith can stand in the way of this divorce forever or for a long period of time does make a difference to me. Can you understand that?
I'm not the one who has to understand that, Dad. Rena is. Why don't you tell her about all this?
Oh, damn. I get to the point when I can say out loud that I do love her. At the same time, I have to face the possibility that I won't be able to be with her for a long, long time.
You'll find a way. I got a lot of faith in both you and Rena. I'll get it! Hello?
Brett, is that you?
Ricky.
Listen, I got some news for you.
Yeah?
You remember my buddy Joel, the one that told you about High Toe Pop?
Oh, sure, I remember. What about
Well, he's sitting over here with me at Burley's, and I thought you'd be interested in knowing that somebody tried to contact him about High Toe Pop.
Oh, you bet I'm interested.
Want to come over right now and talk to him?
I'm on my way.
Okay.
Wait a minute, where are you going so fast?
Gotta see Ricky. Dad, promise me you'll tell Rena all this.
I promise. And thank you for listening.
Oh, anytime. I love you, Dad.
I love you, too.
Justin Marshall got the Patterson leaf?
That's right. It's right here in this morning's paper.
But I don't understand. I talked to Mr. Patterson just a few days ago. He all but promised me that lease.
Well, obviously, he had a change of heart.
I was counting on that lease for World Oil.
We all were. It's a key lease. And now without it, I'm afraid Marshall Oil is gaining the edge on us.
No, Ryan. Justin Marshall isn't going to get away with this. I just wonder what kind of low, underhanded trick that snake pulled to steal that right out from under us. It doesn't make any sense.
Why not? Justin probably made Patterson a deal he couldn't refuse.
I don't buy that. Patterson told me that Marshall Oil had approached him, but he was turned off by Justin's heavy-handed tactics. I even got the impression he didn't want to have anything more to do with Marshall Oil.
Look, obviously, Justin did something to get on his good side, right?
But what? What could he have done?
I don't know. Maybe we'll never know.
Wrong, Ryan. I promise you I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Look, stay out of this, Rena. Now it's over and done with.
Oh, not by a long shot. I'm going to find out how Justin pulled this off, because if I don't, he could do it to us again, and the next time I want to be ready for him. I think I have a few ideas.
What's that?
Just a hunch. But somebody else is behind this. Somebody who's a lot more clever than Justin Marshall.
Of course we don't mind. Didn't I tell you got a standing invitation?
I guess I'm just kind of lonely sitting around that empty old apartment.
Oh, you're welcome here anytime, Gretchen.
Oh, thanks. You've both been really good friends.
Well, isn't that what neighbors are for?
Coop! Oh, yeah, hi. Yeah, I'm glad you called. Uh-huh. We want to increase our order. That's right. Oh, could you hold on 1 minute? My files are in the office. Hold on. Excuse me just a minute.
It's a really nice place you got here, Lily.
Oh, thanks. Really starts jumping later on.
I'll have to stop by some night.
Oh, Gretchen, you just love it. So many nice people come in here. It seems almost more like family than customers.
It's really nice for you, Lily.
Oh, yeah, I just love it.
You know, you sure seem a lot more relaxed than the other day. I was getting really worried about you.
That's really sweet of you, Gretchen. But I'm feeling a lot better now, thanks to Ruby.
What'd she do?
She suggested that I go to see a psychiatrist.
A psychiatrist?
Yeah, he helped me a lot, Gretchen. Just by talking to him that one time. You know, maybe you should think about seeing one, too. I know you've been real down in the dumps ever since your divorce.
Now, why did you go to see a psychiatrist?
Well, I've had a lot of things bothering me lately. And when I started seeing things, that's when Ruby suggested that I get professional help.
You seeing things?
You're not going to believe this, Gretchen. But when I walked into our apartment the other day, I actually imagined that I saw a dead man lying right on the carpet.
Why, that's awful, Annette. Now, what would ever make you imagine seeing such a thing like that?
The doctor explained to me that it's because my life has been so complicated lately.
Complicated?
Oh, Lurleen, honey, there's no sense dwelling on all that bad stuff. That's all in the past. What we got to do now is look forward to our bright, happy future.
That's right, Lurleen.
Won't it be something when the three of us are partners?
Yeah, friends, neighbors, and partners. That'll be just great.
Oh, Gretchen, I've been meaning to ask you, have you given any more thought to all that investment stuff we talked about?
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about it, and it's sounding better every minute.
Oh, great. Well, we got to move on it right away. You know, as the saying goes, strike while the iron's hot.
Yep, well, we'll just talk real soon, because I'm really interested. But I gotta go. I'm gonna be late for an appointment.
Okay, well, now you come by the apartment later, Gretchen, because I baked an apple pie this morning.
You're determined to get me fat. I'll see you guys later.
Bye, Gretchen.
Bye.
Lurleen,
What?
you and me have to have a little talk.
Sure, Ruby, what about?
I want to know everything you told Gretchen.
$3,000. Plus towing charge. Well, it has to be done. Go ahead and repair it. And, thank you for calling. John? John!
You called, Mr. Wheeler?
John, do you have any idea how much it's going to cost to repair that limousine?
Considering parts, the current cost of labor,
How
I've
much,
estimated...
Mr. Wheeler?
$3,000.
$3,000. You could practically buy a new car for that.
Well, actually, Vivian, that's not really accurate in today's inflated economy.
John!
Sir?
I cannot suffer any more of these incidents. I don't understand how you piled into a junk truck in the first place.
Oh, he explained all that to me, Mr. Wheeler.
Vivian, if you don't mind, I'd like to hear his explanation by him.
I'd be happy to explain it to you, Mr. Wheeler.
Well?
You want me to explain it now?
Right now.
Well, I was driving behind this junk truck, and I guess as I glanced down at that book, you must have stopped without me noticing.
You were reading while you were driving?
No, sir, not reading. Not exactly. I was just checking a footnote.
John, one more of these incidents, I'm afraid I'm going to have to let you go.
It won't happen again, Mr. Wheeler. I'll be careful.
Don't worry, Mr. Wheeler. I'm going to make sure that John knows everything that he has to.
John, I cannot afford to have my car in the repair shop at all times.
I promise I will be more attentive, Mr. Wheeler. I'll go get the car now, sir.
Yes, and leave the books at home, John.
Yes, sir.
You really wouldn't fire him, would you, Mr. Wheeler?
If he's not more careful, I certainly will. And now I better meet him out front, lest he drive my loaner car up on the patio.
Yes. Could you give me the number of driving school? You better give me the numbers of all the driving schools.
I didn't tell Gretchen anything.
Lurleen, I heard you tell her you saw a body lying on the floor.
I just told her that my imagination's been running away with me, and that thanks to you, I have my life on even keel again.
Thanks to me?
Yeah, I let her know that you were the one that convinced me to go see the psychiatrist.
Lurleen, you didn't tell her that.
Well, it's the truth, Ruby. I'm not ashamed about getting professional help. I mean, you yourself said it didn't mean I was crazy.
Honey, don't you see what you've gone and done?
I told her the truth, that's all.
You told her you saw a body lying on the floor.
I thought I did.
Lurleen, you did see a body lying on the floor.
No, Ruby, that was all in my imagination.
Honey, you saw Bo lying on the floor.
But I wasn't talking about that body.
Well, how is Gretchen gonna know that?
Ruby, I don't see what you're getting at.
Look, if it finally gets out that they found Bo's body, you think Gretchen's gonna forget this whole conversation she had with you? What if she thinks you were talking about Bo?
I never thought about that. I've got to go tell her.
Oh, wait, Lurleen, what are you going to do? You're going to run after her and say, by the way, Gretchen, the body that I thought I saw didn't belong to Bo? Forget it.
What are we going to do, Ruby?
We're not going to do anything. But I want you to listen to me. I want you to promise me right now that you will not talk about bodies, any bodies, to anybody. You got that?
I promise I'll never mention it again.
Okay. Because I just don't want us taking any unnecessary risks, okay?
I'm glad it was just Gretchen. At least she's a friend.
Yeah, and she's going to be our partner, too. But this whole Bo thing, Lurleen, it has to be just between you and me, okay? It's got to be our secret.
Okay, Ruby.
All right, honey, because even though we like our new neighbor and she's a really nice person and everything, we cannot take the risk that she go blabbing to somebody else.
You're right, Ruby. You're always right.
Hello, Mr. H.
You're late?
I've been gabbing with Ruby Wright and her dingy roommate. Now those two are going to drive me up a wall.
You're becoming close to them?
Close. You know, we're best of friends, hadn't you heard? But it isn't easy. Those two are quite a pair.
I didn't say this was going to be an easy assignment, Gretchen.
That's okay, Mr. H. I know how important it is. I'm going to do everything in my power to get the missing piece of the fire compass back.
You're very dedicated. I like that.
Well, I believe in what we're doing.
So what do you think? Do they have the missing piece?
Well, we know that Rehnquist was in their apartment, so we have to assume it could be there. If it is, I'll get it.
I like the way you think.
Well, I figure if you want something badly enough, you can always get it.
And you know how badly I want that fire compass.
You have made it very clear. And I'm pursuing the other avenues we discussed.
Have you taken steps?
No sense being shy.
No sense at all.
One way or the other, Mr. Hannibal. You will have the fire compass complete.
Joel, how are you?
Hey, Brett.
Oh, listen, Ricky says that someone's been trying to contact you about Hydro.
She gets right to the point, doesn't she? Yeah, she doesn't believe in wasting any time.
Well, I hope I didn't sound rude. I didn't mean it.
No, not really. Ricky probably told you, but somebody called me, left a message on my answering service, said they wanted me to take them up to the High region.
Who?
Well, I don't know. They didn't leave their name or their number, but they said they'd call me back today.
Listen, Joel, I really need to know who it is. Can you get in touch with us?
On one condition.
What?
That is, you tell me what all this interest in High Topa is about.
High Topa is just one of my obsessions. I'm just a little crazy on the subject.
I've noticed. Is she being straight with me? Yeah, I think she is. High Topa has been very important to her lately. Okay. How do I get in touch with you when I find out from them? Well, I'm going to be working over at the top of the World Club today. I've got a rehearsal, so you can just call me up there if you like. Okay, then I'll get back to you as soon as I hear anything.
Joel, thanks. This means a whole lot to me.
Sure. Is she always so intense? On this subject, yeah. Take care, buddy. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later.
Ricky, you think it was Miles that's trying to get in touch with him?
No, that doesn't make any sense. Miles has already been to High Topa. He wouldn't want a guide to take him there.
Yeah, you're right. Unless... That's it.
What's it?
Well, if it's not Miles, then it's got to be those people who are following him.
Yeah, that's a possibility, but I wouldn't get my hopes up.
What? What is it?
That guy. I've been seeing him around.
So?
So maybe he's following me.
Who'd follow me? Oh, you're right, Ricky. Miles said that somebody was following him.
Now you're getting the picture.
So whoever was following Miles is now following me to get to Miles.
That's a possibility.
Or we could just both be getting paranoid.
Well, there's one way to find out.
How?
I'm going over to the top of the World Club to rehearse, so why don't you come along with me and we'll see if he follows us.
Okay.
for the next part of Texas. And now, the next part of Texas.
Okay, yeah, you're having a really nice day too. Bye-bye.
Any more of those apple fritters, Vivian?
Apple fritters?
Yeah.
Your job is on the line and you want to talk about apple fritters?
Well, I'm sorry. Emotional crisis doesn't necessarily negate physical requirements, Vivian.
No fritters until you and I have a little talk.
What do you want to talk about?
I want to know how it went.
How what went?
Driving Mr. Wheeler to work. You didn't run into anything, did you?
Of course I didn't.
Well, that's a relief.
Well, we should stop making me sound like some kind of lethal weapon destined to destroy other vehicles.
Now, I've been thinking, John, how would it be if you were to sign up for one of these driving courses? I've called several schools, and I've got all of the information here.
My skills are just fine, Vivian. I just need to be more attentive.
You don't want to lose this job, do you?
Of course not. I enjoy working for Mr. Wheeler.
Then you've got to concentrate on learning to drive better.
A driving course isn't going to help. Only thing wrong is sometimes my mind strays a bit.
It wouldn't hurt just to brush up on your driving skills. You may not know as much about driving as you think you do. How about we take a test run right now?
Sure. Where do you want to go?
No, we're not going anywhere. This is going to be a pretend driving session. You don't really think I'd get in that car with you now, do you?
You've ridden with me before.
Not since before the accident, I haven't. Okay. Now, pretend that you're behind the wheel of the car.
Vivian, this is silly.
Just pretend, okay? You're driving along the road. What is the highest speed you can go?
City streets or highway?
Very good. Highway driving.
55 miles an hour. That's not just a safety factor, it also conserves fuel.
The part about the fuel isn't part of the test. Okay. You want to make a left-hand turn, but discover that your left-hand turn indicators are not working. What do you do? Was your window open?
My window's open.
Very good. You want to make a right-hand turn. Good. Now you want to slow down. That's very good, John.
I know all the rules.
Here's another one. You're driving behind a truck hauling melons.
Melons. What kind?
Cantaloupes.
Okay. What now?
All of a sudden, the back end of the cantaloupe truck spills open and all the cantaloupes fall all over the highway. What do you do?
Okay, first I'd stop. Then I would get out. I'd pick up those cantaloupes because those cantaloupes could be a potential road hazard.
You forgot something.
I did? I know. I forgot to put the emergency brake on.
What about your hazard lights? It's important for the drivers behind you to see that there's a problem up ahead.
I don't think I would have remembered.
So you see, you should brush up on your skills.
This really hurts.
You're telling me.
Rena figured she had this nailed down.
Yeah, I know. I already talked to her. Look, Grant, we really needed that lease. Now, without it, Marshal Old's got the edge on us.
I wish Stryker were here. Maybe he would have been able to pull this thing out of the fire.
Yeah, it's just not like Stryker to stay away this long. He hasn't even checked on the office lately.
No, I know. Rena's very worried about him.
And she hasn't heard from him? What about Vicky?
Nothing there either. Rena figures that Vicky's hiding something, but every time she asks her, she says everything's fine. It's all in Rena's imagination.
Well, Rena sure doesn't need anything else to worry about not after losing the Patterson lease. She's upset. She's really upset.
Why? What did she do?
Well, what else? She lashed out at Justin. She called him every dirty name in the book. That's strange. She did this about face. She seems to think that somebody else might be behind it.
That's interesting. You know, she may have something there.
Well, who could it be?
I don't know. I can't be sure, but if Rena's right, we could be in for some big trouble.
Sure is quiet around here this time of day.
Quieter than a tomb. I wonder where Miss Ruby Wright is.
Well, let's give her a holler.
All right, fellas, everybody up to the bar. Drinks on the house.
Miss Wright.
Gentlemen, it sure is a pleasure to see you two again.
Mighty pleased to see you too, ma'am.
Well, what do you say we have ourselves a little drink before we talk business?
I like the way this little lady thinks, don't you, Boots?
Oh, sure do, Hawker. Pretty little filly knows just how to please a thirsty man.
Well, I'll certainly try. Let's see. That's bourbon, tall glass, neat. No ice, right?
She's smart, too.
Yeah, smart as a whip.
Now then, let's talk business.
That's why we're here.
You come to any decision about that little matter we discussed the other day?
I sure have. I've decided I'd like to see the color of your money.
That mean you gonna be our partner?
Means I'd like to do a little talking.
Talk away, little darling.
Well, let me see if I got this straight. You two would like to give me the money to produce Ricky's record album, but you guys want to stay in the background.
Nobody's to know.
Fine with me. Well, I've been thinking about some things we should be doing if you're really serious.
Oh, we're serious. You can bet your bottom dollar on that.
My bottom dollar?
You got you on that one, Boots.
I don't mind being taken by such a pretty little filly like this.
Well, let's see. First off, I've been thinking I should take a little trip to Nashville, see if I can pick us up a first-class distributor.
Well, we got a fella there that you should talk to.
Yeah, he's a real good friend. We'll sure be a big help to you.
Okay. And, then I'm going to have to, look into the record album cover and the backup musicians. There's a lot that goes into producing a record.
Just tell us what you need, little lady.
Well, it's going to take some pretty big bucks.
Well, Hawker and I believe you have to spend money to make it. Ain't that right, Hawker?
I like the sound of all that money being spread around.
Now, let me see. You'll need an airplane ticket.
First class.
And we'll get you a room at Nashville's fanciest hotel.
I was thinking I might need more like a suite, in case I want to do some fancy entertaining.
Right, a suite.
Lady knows how to travel. Don't forget the car.
If I know this one, she'll probably want a limousine.
That'd be right nice of you.
First class all the way.
And then, since I'm going to be representing Ricky Decker and all, I thought it would be really appropriate if I had myself some nice, fashionable, classy clothes and jewelry.
Clothes is fine.
Yeah, fake it with the jewelry, little darling. Now, don't go getting greedy on us.
Well, I guess I can make do with what I got.
Yeah, I thought you could.
Have we got ourselves a deal?
We sure do. Now, when am I going to get to see all that money you guys keep telling me about?
Later today, okay?
I'll be here.
We'll be back.
We like your style, Miss Wright.
It's going to be a real pleasure doing business with you, darling.
Yeah, I think we're going to get along just fine. We think alike.
You just stay put, darling. We'll be back with the greenbacks.
I'll be waiting.
Allison said you wanted to see me.
Yes, I did.
I know you're going to ask me about the Patterson lease, and I wish I had more answers for you, but unfortunately all I have right now are suspicions. In the beginning, I thought that Justin was playing one of his slimy tricks on us, but I think it's more than that.
I think you're right.
I think that somebody is behind this, somebody who has a lot more power than that two-bit snake.
Makes sense.
Justin isn't clever enough to pull off something like this on his own.
I think Boots Boudreaux and Hawker Barnes are behind it.
You do?
Of course, I think it makes sense. I think those are the only two guys around with enough power to make this thing work.
I think you're right. I'm going to call those two. I'm going to make an appointment.
Go ahead, set up a meeting. I don't think you'll get anything out of them, but it's worth a try.
I'll work on this as fast as I can, and I promise you I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Good. Rena,
Yes.
come here. I want to talk.
Isn't that what we just did?
It is not the Patterson lease that I want to discuss.
Isn't? I just assumed that you were going to... I thought you were going to be hard on me for losing that lease.
No. I know that you did everything you could to get it.
Well, thank you for understanding that.
Now, Rena, are you calmed down enough to sit down and hear me out?
It sounds serious.
It is to me. It affects our future.
Good afternoon, Ruby.
Hi, lady.
Have you seen Freddie? We're supposed to be rehearsing.
Nope.
Well, did he call?
What do you think I am, your personal answering service?
I was just asking.
And I'm just telling you.
You know, I thought you might like to know that me and Ricky had breakfast together this morning.
How
touching. Yeah, we had a real nice talk. He was telling me how well he and Brett Wheeler are getting along. You know, it's nice to see him with a classy lady for a change.
Look who's talking.
What's that supposed to mean?
What do you know about class, honey? You're in love with a convicted killer.
How dare you? Look, I don't know who you think you are, Ruby.
You can dish it out, but you can't take it.
Oh, I wouldn't be so smug if I were you.
That's some kind of threat?
Well, if I understand correctly, you don't exactly have the same pull around this place that you used to.
I still manage it.
Yes, but Lurleen owns it. And she's the one who hired me back.
You're forgetting one thing, sugar.
What's that?
I manage Lurleen. I tell her what to do.
I wouldn't count on that, Ruby. I think Lurleen has a mind of her own, and she's going to see through you one of these days. And when she does, you're going to be out that door so fast you won't know what hit you.
There's only one way that's going to happen, Elena. And that's if you poison her against me.
What's all this arguing about?
Who do you think you are ordering me around?
I was not ordering you around. I asked you one simple little civil question and you practically bit my head off.
That didn't seem like a civil question to me. Seems to me you were asking me to keep track of your musicians. Don't you think I have enough work to do around here without being your own private secretary?
Stop it, you two. I just hate standing here watching my two best friends in the whole world go after each other like a couple of cats. You're right, Lurleen. It's not fair to put you in a mood.
Oh, look at her, Lurleen, buttering up the boss.
I knew it was too good to last.
What?
Remember those little letters I had of yours? You were so grateful to get them back. Sure didn't last very long, did it? What letters?
Oh, never mind, honey. This really is nothing for you to worry about.
Oh, would you look at that? Keeping secrets from your best friend, huh? It doesn't surprise me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go find Freddie. You'll be in later, won't you? Yes, Lurleen. For you.
She has got to go, Lurleen.
You're saying we should fire her?
She's a troublemaker, and she always will be.
Ruby, she is one of my best friends. I can't fire her. She's a really good singer, too.
Well, Lurleen, I have to be honest with you. I don't think I can stay if she does.
You'd leave me?
If I have to.
Ruby, this is awful. You can't ask me to pick between two friends. I've known Elena all my life. She's been a real good friend.
Haven't I been a real good friend?
Sure you have. I don't know what I would have done without you. But you can't ask me to choose one friend over the other. I can't do it, Ruby. Can't you just try to get along with Elena? She's a real nice person.
Not to me.
Just try, Ruby.
It's no use, Lurleen. We're too different.
We're different, too. But we're friends, best friends.
Yeah. You're right about that. All right. I'm not making any promises, but I'll try.
It's good enough for me. I know you can do anything once you set your mind to it.
Think we were followed?
I'm not sure. It looked like the same car, but I didn't get a good look at the driver.
So what do we do now?
Why don't you go over there and hide behind that car? You're right there. Rena, what I'm about to say is... well, it's very difficult for me.
What is it?
Rena, I care for you very much.
I care for you, too.
No, that isn't... I promised myself that I would be completely honest with you, and already I'm fudging.
Fudging about what?
About how I feel. I don't care
Rena, I never thought that I would say this again. I love you, Rena Deck.
What's wrong, Grant? Why do I have the feeling I don't want to hear what's coming next?
It's because of what I have to say.
What is it?
Well, you know that I'm in the process of going through a divorce.
Yes.
I just heard today from my lawyers in Boston.
Yes?
My wife is creating an awful lot of problems, Rena. She's blocking the divorce.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
Rena, I don't love her anymore. But I am still legally married. Now, I don't know how long she can drag this thing out. It may be for an awful long time. I thought you should know that.
Thank you for being honest.
Well, that brings up my second question.
Which is?
Does that make a difference between us?
I don't want it to.
I don't want it to either.
But it does, doesn't it?
Oh, sure. Rena, I know myself very well. There's a lot of years of Yankee sense of order and propriety. And since my marriage right now is in limbo, I just don't feel that I've got the right to ask you for a commitment. And if I wait...
If you wait, what?
I'm afraid I'll lose you.
You don't give me much credit, do you?
What?
What do you think I am? Just another fair weather friend?
What are you saying, Rena?
I didn't think that I would ever say this again either. But I love you, Grant. You're worth waiting for.
Rena, if you knew how...
You shouldn't have. For as long as it takes, I'll wait for you.
Stay tuned. Texas will be right back.
It's the same guy, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is.
It gives me a creepy feeling to know I'm being followed. What are we gonna do?
You're gonna stay here.
Where are you going?
Just do as I say. Suppose you tell me what you're up to.
Oh, hi, honey. Well, it looks as if I've come at a bad time. You're on your way out.
I'm sorry, Mom. I've got a meeting with Hawker Barnes and Boots Boudreau at the top of the World Club.
Hawker and Boots?
Yes. You know them?
Well, yes, I've met them several times with your father.
I sure wish Daddy were here.
Why, is something wrong?
Yeah, Grant and I think that they're responsible for World Oil losing a very important lease to Justin Marshall.
Well, why would they do something like that?
That's what I want to find out. And if Daddy were here, he'd know how to handle the situation a whole lot better than I do. By the way, have you heard yet when Daddy's going to be home?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I gotta leave. And
No,
if I don't,
please,
I'll be
sweetheart,
late.
go
Mom.
ahead.
Okay.
May I use your phone?
Sure, you go right ahead. Make yourself at home. See you later.
Dad. Yes. Hello, this is Mrs. Bellman. Have you gotten any word about when my husband's coming back? I see. No. Thank you. I don't want to leave another message.
here for a minute. I gotta talk to you.
What do you want to talk about?
Lily, now this has to be strictly confidential.
What has to be confidential?
What I'm going to tell you.
You're not making any sense, Ruby. Tell me what.
Honey, I'm going to be leaving town. It's that same guy, isn't it?
Yep, it sure is.
Gives me a creepy feeling, you know, I'm being followed. What are we going to do?
You're going to stay here.
Where are you going?
Just do as I say.
Hey, suppose you tell me what you're up to. Hey, what do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. I expect an answer. Hey, if you don't leave me alone, I'm going to call the police.
Yeah, why don't we call the police? I'm sure they'd be interested in knowing why you're following us.
Following you? I'm not following you.
Then why do I keep seeing you hanging around?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't you?
No. I've never seen you before in my life.
Yeah, well, I've seen you at Burley's barbecue.
Burley's? Yes, of course. I've been to Burley's. But as far as I know, it's a public place. I've never seen either one of you there or any place else.
You don't think I believe that, do you? I'll be watching real close for you. Now get out of here.
That's the last we see of that.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait around and see.
You're leaving town for good?
No, honey, just for a little while.
Oh, well, I'm so glad you scared me.
But you can't tell anybody I'm going.
Why not?
It's got to be kept a secret.
Why?
Well, because I'm going on some business that I don't want anybody to know about.
Oh. You're going to tell me where you're going, aren't you?
Sure I am. Sit down. I'm going to Nashville.
Nashville? Oh, what for?
I'm going on business for Ricky's record.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But, Lurleen, you got to promise me you're not going to tell anybody now.
All right, Ruby, whatever you say. When are you going?
I'm going this afternoon. But, honey, I'll leave a note in the apartment, okay? And I'll tell you where I'm going to be staying. I'll leave the phone number and everything in case you need to get in touch with me.
I don't understand why you have to be so secretive about this. I mean, practically everybody we know knows about Ricky's album.
Well, see, I don't want anybody to know I'm going to Nashville because Bo's from Nashville. And I don't want anybody to know I'm there because they might put two and two together.
Oh.
Now, what's wrong, honey?
That means I'm going to be here all by myself, doesn't it?
That's right.
Well, I don't think I like that, Ruby. I mean, what if they discover what we did to Bo's body while you're gone?
Well, what if they do? As long as nobody knows that I'm in Nashville, nothing's going to happen to you.
I don't think I can handle that many secrets.
Lurleen.
I mean, I can't tell anybody about Bo's body, and or thinking that I saw that body in our apartment that wasn't there. Now I can't tell anybody where you're going.
Lurleen, listen to me. I have great faith in you. You're going to be fine. You're a strong person. I know you can handle this.
I don't know, Ruby. Well, what about Gretchen?
What about her?
Well, you said that she was going to invest in the album.
Oh, yeah, well, she's not going to invest in this album. Maybe the next one. So you can't tell her either, okay? This has to be our little secret. All right? Okay, honey. Don't you worry now. Everything's going to be all right.
Come in, it's open. And what can I do for you?
I'll tell you when I can get your attention. I called you about the high-top Harvard.
Well, she's not here. She said she was going to set up a meeting with Barnes and Woodrow. I suppose she's accomplished that.
Yep, here it is, Archer Boots.
She's meeting them at the top of the World Club.
Good. Maybe she'll find something out.
Think she can?
Well, she's a hard woman to resist.
You like her, don't you?
Yes, I like her.
I got a feeling it's a little hotter than like.
Now, wait a minute, son. You're getting a little personal there.
I guess I am, but I always thought you and I could talk man to man. We used to do it all the time. Remember?
Yes, I remember. All right. To answer your question, I like her very much.
You love her?
Yes.
But the divorce to Mom stands in the way.
Yes, it does.
Well, have you heard anything more about that?
Yeah, your mother's still hanging things up, son.
I'm sorry to hear that, Dad. I mean that.
Thank you.
You understand why I want to remain neutral, though, don't you? I was away so long, I really don't know what happened between you and Mom.
I understand.
Does Rena know about the divorce?
Yeah, I told her all about it.
How'd you react to it?
Well, she couldn't have reacted better.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I think she is a great lady.
I just hope that her meeting went well with those two.
Well, like you said, she is a hard lady to resist, huh?
Well, I think I better get back to the office. Will you tell her that I want to see her as soon as you get there?
Sure. If not, I'll just write a little note.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Howdy, Miss Decker.
Just a minute.
Well, pleasure seeing you.
Hello, Mr. Barnes and Mr. Boudreau, I believe.
No need stand out formalities, young lady. You can call him Boots. Call him Hawker.
Fine. Why don't you have a seat? May I have you a drink, please?
Oh, sure thing, little lady. We do some of our best business with drinks in our hand.
What will it be?
Bourbon, tall, neat.
No ice, right, gentlemen?
Damn, but if she ain't about as sharp as her old daddy.
Sure is.
Fact is, we saw your daddy about a month or so ago.
Oh,
How's he doing?
just fine.
Don't see enough of the old hound dog.
Where's he keeping himself these days?
Well, he's been out of town on business.
Well, when you see him, tell him old Boots and Hawker send him their regards.
I sure will.
You know, Hawker, I remember this little old gal, and she's no bigger than a pinto bean.
Yeah, same here. Sure has grown up into a beautiful filly, hadn't she?
Yeah, man, she's a real power over at World All, too.
Thank you.
Well, we're sure glad you called us, Miss Decker.
Since we're on such familiar terms, why don't you call me Rena?
All right, Rena. What do you want to see us about?
I need answers to some questions. I think you gentlemen can help me.
Questions?
Answers?
Now, what do you suppose she's talking about?
We're talking about oil leases, one in particular.
Oil leases?
I still don't know what you're talking about, little lady.
I think you do. Does the name Patterson sound familiar to you?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, a lot of folks in Texas named Patterson.
We can't rightly say we know any of them.
Well, for your information, World Oil had the Patterson lease in its hip pocket, and then suddenly Justin dipped in and picked that pocket. Now Marshall Oil has that lease signed, sealed, and delivered.
Just shows to go, you.
Well, that should teach World Oil a real important lesson.
What are you getting at?
Not to get too overconfident when there's bright young fellows like Justin Marshall running around trying to steal your oil leases.
Justin had nothing to do with stealing that lease or swinging it his way.
Oh? What do you think you meant by that, Boots?
Beats me.
How else could he have gotten it?
I think you two gentlemen are behind it.
Us?
Now, why would you say a thing like that?
We don't have any control over that lease.
Oh, whatever a fellow does with his own oil is his own business.
Of course, if he owed you a favor, you could apply a little friendly persuasion, am I right?
But that's supposing he owes us a favor.
Yeah, do they? They owe us a favor?
Don't rightfully remember, Boots. We'd have to do some checking.
You know what? I think this is a real smart little lady, but she's barking at the wind.
Who do you men work for?
For ourselves.
That's right. It's a whole lot easier that way.
I know there's someone behind you, someone with a lot of money and power, and I would like to have some straight answers, gentlemen. One, I would like to know why they want to get rid of World Oil, and two, I want to know why they are trying to throw everything in Justin Marshall's direction.
We'd sure like to help you, Rena.
Yeah, but like I said before, we just don't have a notion what you're talking about.
Sorry to bother you, gentlemen.
Bother at all,
That's
little
right, no
lady.
bother at all.
Nice talking to you.
Don't forget to say hello to Daddy now, you hear?
Hey, Ricky, how you doing? Good, good. What are you up to?
We came by to see Rena. Is she around?
No, she's not here. She's at a meeting.
Is she gonna be back soon?
Yeah, she will be, but I gotta leave. Why don't you guys make yourself comfortable and sit down?
All right.
See you later.
See ya.
You want to tell me what you're thinking?
That guy, you don't believe him, do you, about not following me?
Nope. It's too much of a coincidence seeing him over at Burley's and then him showing up here right after us.
He's connected with those people after Miles, isn't he?
I don't know. Could be.
How'd they find out about me?
Well, they must have seen you visit Miles at his hotel.
Well, why are they following me? I can't tell them anything.
Well, it's like I told you before, Brett. Miles must have given them the slip. They probably figure that you can lead them to him.
I don't know where he is.
Yeah, but they don't know that. And you have better be careful from now on.
I just wish I knew if Miles was safe.
Brett, look at it this way. If that guy was following you, then Miles must have gotten away from him. Now, Miles is a smart guy. He's going to be able to take care of himself. And you've got to stop doing this to yourself.
Ricky, I just wish I knew where he was. I feel so helpless. We gotta do something.
There's nothing we can do right
There's gotta
now.
be something we can do besides hanging around here. Why are we hanging around here anyway?
Oh, we came to get the keys from Rena for the cabin.
What for?
Well, I thought maybe we ought to go up there. Maybe Miles left something behind.
Like what?
I don't know, but maybe we can come up with something that'll help us out. What is it, Brett?
I just remembered Miles had a map. It was in the cupboard. I remember I was cooking dinner for him just after Christmas, and, well, I only got a glimpse of it because he tore it away from me and put it back in the cupboard, but it might still be there. He could have forgotten it.
First, we just got to worry about getting that key from Rena.
I wish she'd get here.
Mark said she'd be here real soon. What's wrong, Brett?
I just had an awful thought.
What?
What if Miles didn't give them the slip? What if they caught up with him? What if he's...
Yes.
It's me, Mr. H.
Oh, what is it, Adams?
Well, I'm sorry, but I've had to stop tailing the Wheeler girl.
What happened?
Ricky Decker spotted me.
That was very careless, Adams.
I know, sir. He must have seen me. They tricked me into exposing myself.
Well, what are you going to do now?
Well, I've already put another man on them.
Good.
And, I was calling to find out what you wanted me to do next.
I'll report to Gretchen. She'll handle things from now on.
Well, I was hoping you'd take me to the Haitopar region.
Well, sure thing. Miss,
Randolph. Gretchen Randolph.
Miss Randolph. Please, sit down. Sit down. Are you the one that left the message on that entrance service?
Yes, are you surprised?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, I wasn't exactly expecting you to be a pretty lady. I mean, Haitopar isn't the easiest place in the world to get to.
Well, I'm a naturalist. And if I have to rough it, I can.
But why Haitopar? I mean, nobody ever goes up there.
That's what I've heard. In fact, that's the reason I'm interested in it. I figured that it's probably still pretty much in its natural state.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very seldom that you find things that haven't been inundated by civilization. I'd like to study the plants in the area. You interested in taking me?
Sure.
You've been there before, haven't you?
Yes, ma'am.
And you guide me.
You got it. All you got to do is say when you want to go.
Soon. I'll call you for an exact date. But in the meantime, this should cover things.
I'll say.
You can just call that a retainer to take care of the things that we need. Any supplies?
Well, thank you, ma'am.
I'll be in touch. And have everything ready so that we're ready to go when I contact you.
I am looking forward to it.
I am in the money.
Is Ricky Decker there? Well, do you know when he's going to be back? No message. We'll get him. Thank you, ma'am.
Brett, you gotta stop carrying on like this.
Yeah, but Ricky, what if they...
No more what ifs. If that guy was following you, there's a reason, and I gotta believe it's because Miles got away from him.
Because they think I've got the fire compass.
We're gonna find Miles. He's all right, I'm sure. He just found another place to hide until it's safe.
You don't believe that, do you?
I want to.
Hello, you two.
Hi.
Hi, Rena.
What brings you here?
Rena, I'm afraid I came by to ask you for a little favor.
Sure, what?
You wouldn't happen to have the keys to your cabin with you, would you?
I just might. Why?
Well, if it's all right with you, I'd like to borrow it for the weekend.
Sure.
It's been kind of hectic around here lately, and I got a free weekend, so I just thought maybe I...
Ricky, you don't have to explain. Anytime you want to use the cabin is just fine with me.
Thanks, babe.
You going alone?
Yes, he is. I'm just here today because I ran into him and he brought me along for the ride. Well, actually, I drove.
Sure. Here are the keys, Ricky.
Thanks.
So Mark said that you were in a meeting.
Yes, I was.
Oh, didn't it go well?
No, it didn't. Those men are infuriating.
What men?
Hucker Barnes and Boots Boudreau.
Hawker and Boots?
Yep.
What'd you see them about?
Well, I think that they helped Justin steal a very important oil lease from World Oil.
Why would they do something like that?
That's what I was trying to find out.
I bet you they didn't tell you. They're pretty slick.
Ricky, I couldn't get a straight answer out of them if I tried. They wouldn't even acknowledge they knew anything about it.
But you didn't believe them?
Nope. Just wish I knew what they were up to.
Ruby, I just had a real nice talk with Wang in the kitchen.
And he wants you to serve Chinese food instead of chili.
How'd you know that? Now he's going behind my back. What's wrong with Chinese food, Ruby?
There is nothing wrong with Chinese food, Lurleen. In a Chinese restaurant, this here is a bar, and we serve chili.
Wouldn't it be nice to serve something else, too?
Lurleen, you didn't tell him he could go ahead and do it, did you?
No, Ruby. I told him that I had to talk it over with you first because you really managed the place.
That's good. I swear one of these days I'm going to fire him.
Oh, Ruby, you wouldn't do that. He makes real good chili.
I'm gonna if he keeps this up.
Oh, Ruby, you didn't tell me how long you're going to be in Nashville. Please? I told you nobody is supposed to know about this. I'm sorry. How long are you going to be in Nashville?
I'm not going to be there very long, probably just about a week.
You need any money?
Oh, no, honey, I'm going to have plenty.
You are? Where'd you get it?
Never mind about that. Now, did you take care of those order calls I asked?
Not yet, Ruby.
Well, don't you think you better do it?
Oh, okay. I'll get it over as soon as I can. Hi, Mr. Hopper, Mr. Boots.
Howdy, Lurleen.
Afternoon, gentlemen. You boys sure are punctual.
Well, we're men of our word, ain't we, Hawker?
That's what I always say.
Did you bring money?
Should be plenty there to get you first class to Nashville.
And get a top flight studio for Ricky Decker.
Our interest is getting Ricky the best.
Oh, that's my interest, too.
Glad you understand what we want. You get the best for somebody else.
And you just might end up with the best for yourself.
Remember, we're your silent partners.
Now, treat that money like it's your own.
Not a word about us,
Now,
dear.
that's the way we want it.
I understand, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Well, I I guess I better be going.
You don't waste much time, do you, Ruby?
Well, we want this thing done, don't we?
No mistake in that.
Well, there's no sense hanging around here. I might as well take care of it. Now, if you excuse me, I have to say goodbye to my partner. You guys just make yourself right at home, okay? Early? Honey, I'm going to talk now.
You leaving now?
Yeah. See you in a few days. You remember now.
Don't tell anybody, I know.
Bye, honey. You take care of yourself.
Bye.
It's all set, Mr. H.
You saw the guide?
Yes. And I'll be able to get to the High Topar region even if I can't find the missing piece of the fire compass.
It'd be much easier if we could find that piece.
Yes. And Ruby Wright's got to have it.
If she doesn't, she should know where it is.
If she has it, I'll get it. Hello, Lurleen.
Well, Miss Kate, what are you doing here?
I want to talk to you.
Oh, well, sure, Miss Kate, what about?
You.
Me? What about me?
What's this nonsense I hear about you're going to see a psychiatrist?
How'd you know that?
Ruby told me she'd sent you.
Ruby did.
Yes, and I want to know what Ruby's been doing to you that made you feel you needed to see a psychiatrist.
Oh, I wish Ruby hadn't told you that. I didn't expect her to go blabbing it all over the county.
No, Lily, there's nothing wrong with seeing a psychiatrist if you need one. That's why I'm here. I want to know why you need one now.
It was my active imagination. That's what the doctor said.
Active imagination? What do you mean?
Well, I've been having these nightmares.
Nightmares? What about?
You know, just nightmares. Real scary ones.
Why?
Why what?
Why are you having nightmares?
Oh, I don't know, Miss Kate. I just am.
I knew it was a mistake to let you move in with Ruby Wright.
Oh, no, Miss Kate. It's really not her fault. It's just
Well, curl me up and call me an armadillo. Would you look who's here?
If it ain't Kate Marshall.
Well, you're a sight for sore eyes, Kate.
Man, you can drag yourself over that range, Kate.
How you doing, Kate?
Thank you.
Thought I might find you here. Hello, Brett. Hey, way home?
Hello, Mark.
Good. I was beginning to wonder if you were still among the living.
I'm thinking.
Must have been important, judging by how long it took to get your attention. Where's Ricky?
He's, rehearsing a number somewhere. He'll be back in a minute.
It's okay, I want to talk to you anyway.
What about?
You looked upset this afternoon when you came into Rena's office. I didn't get a chance to ask you why, and from the looks of it, you're still upset.
No, I'm not.
Come on,
I'm
yes,
not.
you are. Hey,
No,
don't
not
fool your
fine,
brother.
really.
I don't believe it.
Believe it, Mark. It's true. I'm just fine.
Okay. That's what you want me to believe.
It is.
You and Ricky having problems again?
Mark.
Well, are you?
No, Ricky and I are not having problems. And anyway, Ricky and I are just friends.
Okay, so I was wrong. It's Mom and Dad, isn't it? This whole thing with the divorce.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I thought so. Hey, come on. It's all gonna work out, you know.
Yeah, well, not if Mom has her way.
She's not all that bad, Brett.
Yeah, well, you couldn't tell by me.
Look, I know the two of you haven't exactly seen eye to eye, so I can understand the way you feel. But
I just wish she would leave Dad alone so he can get on with his life with Rena.
she will. Give her time.
I don't think so, Mom. Not if her past record is any indication. The way I see it, she is out to get Dad for everything he's worth, and she's not going to let go until she gets it.
You know, the great unwashed public is going to think I'm a slave driver if you keep up these late evening hours.
Hi.
It's past quitting time, you know.
Well, it's too bad. I've got this correspondence to catch up on.
Can't that wait until tomorrow?
No, I've been putting it off too long as it is.
Oh, okay.
What are you doing?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you to finish work. And then I'm going to wait for you to offer me an explanation as to why you chose to ignore my message.
What message?
Well, I left a message with Mark to have you get in touch with me as soon as you finish the meeting.
Oh, no, I didn't. What is this? I didn't. Oh. Sorry. I guess I was just so upset I didn't see it.
Well, that answers my next question. It didn't go well.
No, it didn't.
Well, didn't you find out any?
Yeah, I found out that Harker and Boots are exactly what people say they are. They're a couple of good old Texas boys that outwit a fox.
And now the fox has been out-foxed.
I'm angry. Sorry, I did everything I could.
Well, of course you did. If it's any consolation to you, I'm sure that a whole lot of other people have tried and also failed.
I just wish that Stryker were here. He'd know how to deal with these people.
I'm sure he would. Come on. Work day is over.
No, Gran, I gotta finish this work.
No more work. We are going to go out and we are going to relax.
Oh, we are?
Yes, we're going to have a couple of drinks, and then we're going to have a nice, quiet dinner. I found a new place.
That's so.
I think you're going to like it.
Where do you think you're taking me?
I'm going to show you. Come on. Let's go.
Gran, well,
Hi, Vicky. I'm glad you dropped by.
The Salem Strangler. For months, he's terrorized the women of this town, singling them out one by one to punish them for their wanton ways. The Strangler is going to strike again. Who will be his next victim? Find out who the Salem Strangler really is. Next week on Days of Our Lives.
Here you drink.
Well, thank you, little lady. Just like we like them.
Here's your ginger ale, Miss Kate.
Thank you, Lily.
Okay, now, if y'all excuse me, I have some things to do in the office.
Now, don't go running off so fast.
We don't want you thinking you have to run away just because we're talking to Kate here.
No, it's not that. It's
Why
just
don't
that
you sit and stay a while?
Okay.
Well, Kate, what in tarnation are you doing here in this honky-tonk?
Well, I'm trying to convince Lurleen that she should leave this place and come back off the ranch and live with me.
Why would you want to do a thing like that? Seems she's doing just fine right here.
I don't agree with you. Lurleen has led a sheltered life up until now. The city life is not for her, and I don't like what I see it doing.
Oh, now, Kate, aren't you being a mite overprotective?
She looks fine to me.
Well, it isn't just what you see that counts.
I don't get your drift.
Lurleen shouldn't be working in a place like this.
Well, what's the matter with it?
It's a saloon.
Well, sure, it's a saloon, but it ain't gonna be a saloon for long.
What do you mean?
Wait, Honker and me find this a right interesting place, don't we, Honker?
Sure do.
Yeah, now we've got some big plans for this honky-tonk.
You do?
You do?
Yeah, we'd like to see a lot of more important people discover the coop.
We'd like to make it a downtown political center.
Oh, yeah.
You
Turn it into a first-class operation.
And this little lady here stands to make a pretty penny from it.
Now, you wouldn't want her to miss all that, would you, Kate?
Well, no, I guess not.
When we're done, the coop's going to be the best investment this little lady ever made.
If we say something's going to happen, you can just bet your bottom dollar it's going to happen.
When we give our word, we stick by it.
Now, you know that, Kate.
Well, you always have before.
Well, sure we have.
So there's no point in her leaving all this? Not with me and Hawker to watch after her.
Nah, don't you feel a whole lot better, Kate?
Yes, I guess so.
Lurleen, I'll be staying at the Hopscotch Inn in Nashville. 615-555-3203.
Oh, Lord, please don't let that be Gretchen.
Gretchen. Hi, Ruby. When I saw you come home, I thought it might be a good time for us to discuss Billy Joe's album.
Billy Joe's album. Well, to tell you the truth, Gretchen, this is a very bad time. I'm really late.
Well, you do want me to invest in it, don't you?
Sure I do, but can't we talk about it some other time?
Well, this morning you told me that I should strike while the iron is hot.
I know what I told you, Gretchen, but I'm really late. I have to go right now.
Look, it couldn't take you too long to tell me about the album, would it?
It's going to be folksy little stories.
Folksy little stories.
Mm-hmm, the kind with the moral. You know, some of them are going to be serious, some of them are going to be funny. Now, I don't mean to be rude, but I have to go.
Oh, is there a market for that sort of thing?
Oh, sure there is. With Billy Joe's popularity, it's going to sell like hotcakes. I'm sorry, Gretchen.
When do you plan on doing this album?
I don't know yet. It's going to take a lot of planning. We'll talk about it later, okay?
Sure. I understand. A businesswoman like you is bound to be busy.
I am.
I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, what new piece of information am I going to find out about you tonight?
Oh, you make me sound so mysterious.
Well, you are, aren't you?
Not really.
You know, I don't know that much about you except for the little clues that you've given me each time you come in here.
Are you really all that interested in knowing about me?
Wouldn't ask if I wasn't interested.
I think I like it better being mysterious.
The lady likes to play games.
Not really. I just don't like to talk about myself.
I know.
Does that bother you?
Not really. I'm just happy to have you come in here. And if you don't want to talk about yourself, I'm not going to press you.
Thank you. I like coming in here. I'm relaxed. And I like talking with you.
Good. That makes two of us. Well, I got to get back to the piano. You interested in singing tonight?
Yes, I'd like to.
Great. Let's go then.
Sorry I was late.
Oh, that's all right. Mark was here.
Mark?
He tracked me down.
What for?
Well, he noticed I was upset today in Rena's office, and he wanted to know why.
What'd you tell him?
Well, actually, he told me. He thought that I was upset about some problems our parents are having with their divorce, and so I played along with him. Ricky, we gotta find some answers soon. I can't go on like this. We gotta find out where he is.
Yeah, well, we might be getting a break.
Why?
Here's Joel. How you doing, buddy? I've got some news for you guys. I don't know what's good or bad now.
Did you hear from the person who's interested in High Topaz?
Yep.
What's he look like?
It ain't a he, it's a she. It's a woman. Unless a she is something else.
Why is she interested in High Topaz?
Because she, dear girl, is what is known as a naturalist, and she wants to study the plant life in the area. Yeah, but why High Topaz? That place is practically unexplored. Yeah, but that's why. It's virtually untouched by civilization, and the big explosion and fire several hundred years ago may have affected the plant life, see? I guess that's possible. For sure.
try to get in touch with her?
No, she said she was going to get in touch with me when she was ready to go.
When is that?
I don't know that either. She just said soon. I guess this isn't exactly what you guys wanted to hear, is it?
Oh, hey, we really appreciate you letting us know.
I wish I could have been a little more help.
Well, we thank you anyway, buddy. You did a good job.
Well, listen, I got to go. I got to get some stuff together in case she wants to leave in the next few days, but I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, take care. Thanks. Bye. So, what do you think?
I don't know. Naturalist. Well, it could be just
A coincidence?
yeah.
It's maybe too much of a coincidence.
Oh, I don't know. I just don't know anything anymore, Ricky. And even if she is connected with those people who are after Miles, we don't know where to get in touch with her.
Well, we'll just have to have Joel call us and let us know when he's heard from her.
No, it could be too late by then. Just gotta get some news from him.
It's a very nice place. How'd you find it?
A friend told me about it.
Oh,
It's new, but it's very good. Here.
thank you. They even have entertainment.
Last night when we were young, love was a star, a song unsung. Life was so new, so real, so right. Ages ago. Today the world is old. You went away and time grew cold. Where is that star that shines so bright? Ages ago. Depended on merely this, a look, a kiss. To think that something so splendid could slip away in one lonely daybreak. And recollect the sighs and the kisses, the arms that clung when we were young. Last night.
Beautiful, Vicky.
Thank you, Hunt.
Want to do another?
No. No, thanks. Not right now. Maybe later.
Sure.
Grant isn't here yet?
No, not yet.
Oh. Have you heard from Ginny?
Yeah, I talked to her last night.
Oh, good. How's she doing?
Fine, they're gonna be home real soon.
I hope it's real soon.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Well, I'm assuming that you're in this mood because you're missing your family so much.
No, my bad mood doesn't have anything to do with Ginny and Steve.
What's wrong, Ryan?
It's Patterson oil lease.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. I just about got it in the bag.
Well, you're too late.
Too late? What are you talking about?
The Patterson oil lease is already taken by Marshall Oil.
You gotta eat, Miss Wheeler. Oh, Vivian, I'm just not hungry. You haven't eaten enough to keep a bird alive. What's wrong?
Don't worry about me,
I
Vivian.
do worry, Miss Wheeler.
I have something on my mind.
Is there something that I can do to help?
Afraid not.
The way you and Mr. Wheeler turn your nose up at food, I don't know why I even bother to cook.
Good morning, Brett.
Hi, Dad. Dad?
What's wrong?
Well, I suppose you should know.
Tell me.
I just received some news from my lawyer in Boston.
What news?
Your mother's creating problems, Brett. She's coming up with new demands. She's...
It doesn't just make sense at all, not when you stop and think about it.
Hey, hi, everybody. I hope you don't mind that I just dropped on by.
Thank you. You know something? This was a terrific idea, coming here to have breakfast.
Good.
Now, why don't you tell me what the occasion is?
Well, I don't need an occasion to check up on my little sister, do I?
No, of course not. I'm just real happy to...
I've been feeling kind of guilty.
About what?
Well, I've been so darn busy on the Phil Roberts show that I really haven't had much time to see you lately.
Oh, come on, it's okay. Ricky, you are doing so well on that show.
Oh, thanks. I really enjoy it.
Before you know it, you're going to have your own TV show. You're going to have your own record.
Well, there is something else.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me you are going to star in your own movie.
Not even close.
Well, then what is it?
Politics.
What?
Have you ever heard of a couple of guys named Hawker Barnes and Boots Boudreaux?
Yeah, I met them the other day at the booth. Boy, are they a pair.
Yeah, well, they're a pair with a lot of power. And they've been trying to talk me into running for office.
Well, are you going to do it?
Well, I'm thinking about it. And I just kind of wondered if you thought it was a good idea.
I think it's fabulous. Ricky, I am so proud of you.
Oh, thank you, babe. You don't know how much that means to me. Well, you look like you're doing real well for yourself.
Yeah, I am. Now. But I was hurting pretty bad there for a while.
Yeah, I know you.
I don't know, I just think it was something that I had to go through myself.
That's right, you did.
You know, it took me a while to get used to the fact that Joe was in prison. But he's gonna get out, Ricky. And I am gonna be there for him when he does.
Well, I just hope everything works out.
Oh, it will. Hey, how's everything going with you and Brett Wheeler?
Well, she is a real challenge, I tell you.
I bet she is. You know something, I think it's good for you. Keeps your head from getting so swelled.
Oh, thanks a lot for the words of encouragement.
Hey, Ricky! Hey, Tom!
Hey,
Hey, man,
how
Tom.
are you? Listen, you'll have to excuse me, I have to run.
Bye-bye, Tom. Hey, bye,
Good
kiddo.
to see you.
I tell you what, you're one hard man to track down. Well, now, I thought you were going to be staying up there in Alaska for a while with Donnie.
Well, that was the plan, but I got to thinking about it real hard, and I decided I want to be right here under the warm and sunny skies, you know?
Yeah. It's real good to see you, buddy.
You too. Hey, is your friend still interested in High Topaz?
Yeah, sure, why?
Because it is weird. I mean, really weird. I no longer get back into town. Then I get a message on my entrance service that says somebody wants me to take them up into the High Topaz region. Now, is that strange?
Where are you calling from now, Adams?
I'm at a phone booth near the Wheeler place.
You're still tailing that Wheeler girl, aren't you?
Don't worry, Mr. H. I'm not going to lose her.
See that you don't. She's our only link to Rehnquist. If she was as tight with him as I think, she could lead you to the missing part of the fire compass.
If she's got it, boss, it's as good as yours.
What do you mean she's blocking the divorce?
Well, she's dragging her feet. She's not going through with it.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. Lawyers have come up with some new and very creative demand.
Can she do that?
It seems as if she's already done it.
Oh, Dad, that is so unfair to you.
Well, it's not me that I'm worried about, Brett.
Brett.
When your mother left me, I never thought that I'd feel that way about a woman again.
But now you do?
Well, I'm very fond of Rena, yeah.
Fond? Is that all?
So fast. This divorce thing does make a difference.
Why?
Well, because I'm still legally married. How can I ask Rena to make any kind of a commitment under those circumstances? It's not fair to her.
I don't think you're being fair to her now.
What do you mean?
Well, that's Rena's decision to make, isn't it?
All right, let's assume the best. Let's assume that she does want a relationship with me under the circumstances.
She will, Dad. Rena is a very realistic and compassionate woman. She's going to find a way to handle this.
The problem is, am I going to find a way to handle it?
Why?
Britt, I'm still kind of an old-fashioned kind of a guy. The fact that Judith can stand in the way of this divorce forever or for a long period of time does make a difference to me. Can you understand that?
I'm not the one who has to understand that, Dad. Rena is. Why don't you tell her about all this?
Oh, damn. I get to the point when I can say out loud that I do love her. At the same time, I have to face the possibility that I won't be able to be with her for a long, long time.
You'll find a way. I got a lot of faith in both you and Rena. I'll get it! Hello?
Brett, is that you?
Ricky.
Listen, I got some news for you.
Yeah?
Do you remember my buddy Joel, the one that told you about High Toe Pa?
Oh, sure, I remember. What about
Well, he's sitting over here with me at Burley's, and I thought you'd be interested in knowing that somebody tried to contact him about High Toe Pa.
Oh, you bet I'm interested.
Want to come over right now and talk to him?
I'm on my way.
Okay.
Wait a minute, where are you going so fast?
Gotta see Ricky. Dad, promise me you'll tell Rena all this.
I promise. And thank you for listening.
Oh, anytime. I love you, Dad.
I love you, too.
Justin Marshall got the Patterson leak?
That's right. It's right here in this morning's paper.
But I don't understand. I talked to Mr. Patterson just a few days ago. He all but promised me that lease.
Well, obviously, he had a change of heart.
Counting on that lease for World Oil.
Well, it's a key lease. And now without it, I'm afraid, Marshall Oil is gaining the edge on us.
No, Ryan. Justin Marshall isn't going to get away with this. I just wonder what kind of low, underhanded trick that snake pulled to steal that right out from under us. It doesn't make any sense.
Why not? Justin probably made Patterson a deal he couldn't refuse.
I don't buy that. Patterson told me that Marshall Oil had approached him, but he was turned off by Justin's heavy-handed tactics. I even got the impression he didn't want to have anything more to do with Marshall Oil.
Look, obviously, Justin did something to get on his good side, right?
But what? What could he have done?
I don't know. Maybe we'll never know.
Wrong, Ryan. I promise you I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Look, stay out of this, Rena. Now it's over and done with.
Oh, not by a long shot. I'm going to find out how Justin pulled this off, because if I don't, he could do it to us again, and the next time I want to be ready for him. I think I have a few ideas.
What's that?
Just a hunch. But somebody else is behind this. Somebody who's a lot more clever than Justin Marshall.
Of course we don't mind. Didn't I tell you got a standing invitation?
I guess I'm just kind of lonely sitting around that empty old apartment.
Oh, you're welcome here anytime, Gretchen.
Oh, thanks. You've both been really good friends.
Well, isn't that what neighbors are for?
Coop. Oh, yeah, hi.
Yeah, I'm glad you called. Uh-huh. We want to increase our order. That's right. Oh, could you hold on 1 minute? My files are in the office. Hold on. Excuse me just a minute.
It's a really nice place you got here, Lillian.
Oh, thanks. Really starts jumping later on.
I'll have to stop by some night.
Oh, Gretchen, you just love it. So many nice people come in here. And it seems almost more like family than customers.
Seems really nice for you, Lily.
Oh, yeah, I just love it.
You know, you sure seem a lot more relaxed than the other day. I was getting really worried about you.
That's really